Sunday, oh Wendy, Sunday, oh Wendy, if there's someone, Sunday, oh Wendy, I guess I live Sunday, oh Wendy, and maybe when I go, you Sunday, oh Wendy, it's a Sunday, oh Wendy, it's a Sunday, oh Wendy, Sunday, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, Jama. Good morning from this part of the world. It's Sunday, the 23rd day of our Lord, as they will say. It's another day for us to interact about none other thing but the country that we all love. Today will be another, politics, of course. What else to talk about in Nigeria today that if it's not politics? But we'll be, also bringing other news, other happenings from within the Nigerian community that has to do with everyday life. But most importantly, I welcome you all to the comment section and those who will be on the screen for another interesting day to educate, to entertain, but most importantly, to discuss as a family. Today we'll be talking about none other person can we go without talking about Peter Obi? While Peter Obi was in the creeks of Otueke, if you don't remember Otueke, remember your former president, Goodluck Jonathan, that is his village. While Peter Obi was there sympathizing and trying to, displays his human side to the victims of flood in Bayelsa, Tinubu was in Kano doing what he knows to do best, dropping 100 G's, 100 million to the same, victim. Remember yesterday I talked about how 23 out of 33 out of 36 states is underwater in Nigeria. So they are flood everywhere, north, south, east, and center of Nigeria. So while Peter Obi was in Rivers and Bayelsa State, Tinubu was in Kano, and he dropped 100 million for the flood victim. Not to say that is not enough. Okowa was actually in Obi's village negotiating, and at the end of the day, he came out with a brag that he's going to take Anambra. So a lot of intrigue there. Who is doing it right? Who is doing it wrong? Pretty much. It's not about who is going to get the job done because we all know they are all cheerleaders. But who's playing the game right? Who's playing the game wrong? Obi is in Rivers, sympathizing with victims on flood. Okowa is in Obi's village, negotiating deals and making sure he's have the state cover, and he's bragging that he's going to take Anambra, while Tinubu also in Kano, that is the vote capital of Nigerian voting pool. So he was there dropping 100 million. So there's a lot of question around all this. I'm bringing that together because at the end of the day, if we want to take them one by one, we will still be bringing all the characters into play. So I'm bringing all them together because, as far as I'm concerned, they are all campaigning. You can, decide to see however you want to see, but at the end of the day, you're trying to get the attentions of the voters that yes, I'm the right man for the job. So one is actually take the campaigning to the grassroots, to the Anambra people. One is in the creek of Bayelsa, canoeing and sympathizing with the victim. And the other one say, you know what these people need is actually money. Once they get money, they will get out of their, circumstances with no time. So let's take it from that angle. So there are a lot of questions within that space. But out of politics now to everyday story. But I don't know if this one is everyday story. A wife passed. A wife passed, and her husband refused. Her husband forgot to inform her parents till 9 months later. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I'm not. It's not funny. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's sad kind of way, but I can't help it. How with his excuse is kind of ridiculous that he forgot to inform his wife parent that his wife passed 9 months ago. So I don't know how that come across to you. So then again, a man demolishes his mother-in-law's house, the house apparently built for his wife's mother, because the wife decided to dump him and marry another man. Will you do that? Is that petty? Is that okay? Is that, well? I mean, I don't know. There's so many ways to. So we'll be going, back and forth within the stories. But so as I bring Ajale Koko on the screen to hear his viewpoint on all this, and those on the comment sections do what they know how to do best. I encourage everyone, please, to support the channel. We have multiple ways to do that now. You can stay by the coffee for the host, or via my Cash App, if that's easier for you to do it. And still the regular YouTube, the $sign as a member. So please, it's not a must, but to be encouraging, just to be here every day with you guys. Anyway, Ajale Koko.
How you there, Ovie?
Eka, Man, should I show him? Ekaro.
Ekarombe. Shalafia no wa.
Yeah, Moakwa.
So what's going on?
Yeah, man. You know the the American would say, you know, excuse my language, you know, same old shit every day, right? Anyway, so normal Nigerian politics, but it's getting more interesting by the day. I mean, you are a veteran of this politicking of at that level. You've been part and parcel of it. You know, so what do you think is going on here? You know, Okowa, that is a PDP vice presidential candidate, was in Anambra, and he came out by saying that he's going to win Anambra. Is that a threat? Is that something they can really do, PDP? Or it's just trying to get people's attention? Let me read yeah, it's a short story. Let me read it so
Ovie, let me bring it to you. Let me bring all the storylines to you just so
okay.
The audience have a feel of the backdrop. I think it's good morning to you where you are, Janle Koko, is it not?
It's morning. It's morning. It's morning. We are morning here with Ovie.
Morning with
Good
Ovie.
afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you, one man.
Thank you. So that's a title for you right there, Ovie. Morning with Ovie. Morning with Ovie. Maybe that's how you should call your section. But so to it, 2023, PDP will win Anambra, a boast. Okowa, the vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and governor of Delta State, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, has said his party will win Anambra State in the 2023 election, despite the dominance of the All Progressives Grand Alliance (ABGA), which also has a presidential candidate, and the Labour Party (LB), whose candidate Peter Obi is from the state. Okowa said PDP will take the state. Okowa, who is running mate to Atiku Abubakar, was represented in Onitsha for the 20th Ofala Festival of the traditional ruler of the ancient kingdom, Obi Alfred Achebe, by the leader of the Presidential Campaign Council in the state, Professor Okonkwo, chairman of United Nigeria Airlines. Okonkwo, who spoke to journalists whilst representing Okowa, said, PDP is fully prepared for the campaign. Anambra has always been the home of PDP, and you may wish to check it. In the past, we have won landslides in all the presidential elections, and almost all the time, we have won a majority of the National Assembly election, and I do not think this will be different. The campaign committee is coming up to Anambra, and we will campaign in every corner of Anambra, starting from every voters, every polling booth, every ward, and every local government. I have no doubt that at the end of the day, Anambra people will know that we need to reconnect to Abuja, and the only wire that will give us that connection to be in the political grid is PDP. Speaking on the dominance of the All Progressives Grand Alliance (ABGA) in Anambra State, Okonkwo described ABGA as a friend of the PDP. ABGA had controlled the state in the past times when PDP had won 95% of the votes in the state, both in the presidential and National Assembly elections in Anambra State. I think it is going to be the same. Anambra people have always voted for PDP at all times, and I wonder why you feel this time will be different. We are confident that we will win Anambra at the end of the day. He eulogized the traditional ruler of Onitsha Kingdom, Obi Alfred Achebe, for holding a colorful Ofala cultural festival, whilst also enjoining other monarchs and communities to join in showcasing African culture. So this is the guy going back through history to say that, look, this PDP has always been, this Anambra state, outside of the state house itself, all of the other auxiliary votings, and you wouldn't describe the presidential space as auxiliary, but the state houses and the House of Reps, they've been predominantly PDP. So whenever there's a presidential vote, all of the Anambra votes go to PDP. The senators, etc., they are all PDP. So he's inviting them that in spite of the Peter Obi phenomenon, what are you imagining will be different to change it this time around? So let me bring you the other ones, and then I'll come off for you to have your conversation. Bola Tinubu donates 100 million naira to flood victims in Kano. So this is to counterweight Obi traversing all the flood areas in Kanos, trying to be a man of the people. So he gave his 5 million naira wherever he gave it in, was it in Benue State? But Tinubu counter bets with 100 million naira. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, has donated 100 million naira to flood victims in Kano. News Agency of Nigeria reports that Tinubu announced the donation during a dinner organized in his honor by the Kano Business Community Council on Saturday, October the 22nd. He said the donation was aimed at alleviating the sufferings of the victims in the affected local governments in the state. He, however, called for sustained prayers to end flood disasters in the state and across the nation, adding that the federal government had taken several measures to build infrastructure and improve the ease of doing business across the country. He further promised that if elected, he would ensure that Nigeria's diversity served as a source of prosperity. The APC presidential candidate pledged to reposition existing industries and make them a competitive source of industrialization and growth, not just for Kano, but for the entire country. He also commended Abdullahi Ganduje, governor of the state, for his stride in infrastructure development. The APC presidential candidate also promised the business community that he will provide enabling environment for business to thrive in the state. Tinubu further promised that when he gets into power, he will ensure that Nigeria's diversity. Sorry, somebody should mute. Tinubu further promised that. Sorry, somebody should mute. We can hear feedback. We can still hear feedback. So if anybody that is not muted, please check that you are.
Obviously not from me. I don't know. Maybe it's.
I think it's good now. Is it good now?
Yeah.
Come on.
Would it be from one mind itself, or from where?
Oh.
Or is it from rational mind? Who is that? Who is the yellow sign there?
Sorry, I think it's coming from.
Ovie, from where is the noise coming from? I can't hear no noise now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ovie, you muted me. It's gone now. So if you're happy, then I'll just carry on.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so let me carry on. Tinubu further promised that when he gets into power, he will ensure that Nigeria's diversity served as a source of prosperity for all. His words: unity in diversity, peace and prosperity are the fulcrum of my mission in this contest. Tinubu gets browsing welcome in Kano. So that's a story that we already covered yesterday. So let me quickly snapshot these human interest stories, Ovie, and then I'll hand back to you. Twitter stories. Parents find out their married daughter passed away 9 months ago. Her husband claims he forgot to inform them. So this is Fadlu that is presenting us this from the north. Some people are just wicked, wallahi. Your wife passed away 9 months ago, and you forgot to call her parents. You kept charging her phone, and you don't answer her calls. Nah, Akwi Hasabi. So that's surely something in Hausa language. A Nigerian Twitter user has narrated how a man buried his wife 9 months ago without informing her parents about her death. According to Fadlu, the deceased parents were not aware she had died until Saturday the 22nd, 2022, until Saturday, October the 22nd, 2022, when someone saw her grave and contacted them. The couple called their son-in-law and he said he forgot to inform them about their daughter's death. Some people are just wicked, wallahi. Your daughter, some people are just wicked, wallahi. Your wife passed away 9 months ago and you forgot, and he put that forgot in capital letters, and you forgot to call her parents. You kept charging her phone and you don't answer her calls. No, Aquia Hisabi, he tweeted on Sunday. Yeah, he forgot, and her phone kept ringing, but he wasn't answering. It was a sister that even sighted the grave at the cemetery yesterday, called her family, and that was how they got to know. They reached out to him, and he said, "Oh, yeah, she passed away 9 months ago, but I forgot to call." So there it is right there. Of all of the shocking things that I've heard in my life, I'm not quite sure that that's not, if that's not the most shocking thing that I've heard in my life. I mean, what does that even mean? How do you even, somebody entrust you with their daughter, you present yourself as a responsible human being to have charge of that person. They've nurtured this girl right through the nappy phases all the way through to adulthood. They hand her over to you through whatever circumstances she passes away, and you forgot. Listen to that of you, Adanle Koko. He forgot to tell the parents that. I mean, only in the north, and this next one really only in the east. But I don't know where it is yet, but I suspect it might well be. My man demolishes houses he built for his wife and her mother after she dumped him for another man. So who is being spited is the thing now. Oh, sorry. Actually, apologies to my Eastern friends. They are and to the entirety of Nigerians. This is not actually a Nigerian story. This is from Malawi. A Malawi man identified as Francis Bandar has demolished houses he built for his wife and her mother after the wife left him for another man. In an audio shared on social media, Banda said he and his wife had been married for 13 years and have 3 children. He added that during their marriage, he managed to build 2 houses, one for the wife and another for her mother at the wife's home village. According to Bandar, his wife started a relationship with another man and she recently left their house. At some point, Banda tried to communicate with the woman, but her phone was answered by a new man. This angered Banda and he decided to demolish the houses which he built for the woman and her mother in her village. So this is just, there's a video clip attached to it, but perhaps it might well flout YouTube, so we might not be able to play it on the thing. But who gets spited in that instance is the thing. Yes, the woman loses her house and the house that he built for the mother, she loses that too. But then who is the real loser in this instance is the question. You build a house and then you set about demolishing it by way of being jinxed by a woman. Who is the loser of you?
Ovie,
Yeah,
unmute. Unmute.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Is this something that I will do? Probably not. So the of course, if the it depends on how obviously maybe the gay family are not economically buoyant, so they are the biggest loser here at this point. Zaligo, can you hear me?
Oh, what did you say over here?
I don't know. One man asked me question is ran away. So one man is asking me who is the biggest loser in this.
Oh, okay. Let
I
me
say,
first of all say greetings to our listeners around the world. Please click on the like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Um, if I were the man, I will not do that. I think he acted childish. I don't know if that woman got children for him or not. The story did not tell us whether the woman have children for the man. But even if there wasn't no child at
he
all,
said he said three children.
3 children. Okay.
Yes. Then that's
All right.
that's okay.
Okay. So that man acted so stupid and childish. He shouldn't have bulldozed the house. He should just have let it go. If you know, she didn't consider about the children. I mean, he did not consider about the children going to their grandmother. So if they want to visit the grandmom now, um, where will they go? And the mother. So that action is so irrational, and at the same time, he like a person that build a house and bulldoze it by himself. He spent his money to build that house. And why would you destroy your effort? It's a person that, put in an effort, achieve um, a purpose, and then destroy everything. So it doesn't make sense to me what he did. And maybe he's a young person, maybe he's in the 20s, I can understand. I don't know. Uh, he couldn't, he didn't, he lost his sense of reasoning entirely. And for him to have taken that action, to go and destroy that house, and it's just so irrational, and it doesn't make sense to me. He should have allowed, he shouldn't have done that. He should have just, he should have thought about the children and even the wife, that the wife and the children should have just thought about them. So, but going that step through, yeah.
Adale Koko, if he felt aggrieved that another man has taken his wife or his woman, would it not have been better served to see how he would take legal possession of those houses and kick them out? So would that not have given him the victory that he was after, rather than, because you build a house for them, so you lose that money, and then you spend your money to demolish it rather, and then you lose the money for demolishing and ultimately look stupid at the end of it all. Would it not have been better off? I mean, did it even work for the money is the question. Who works for money and fits it in that way?
I think the best action he should have taken is what you just mentioned now. He should have just repossess the house legally, and
Kick them out.
kick them out, forbid that woman from coming to that house, because that is his sweat. He built that house with his sweat.
But what about the kids? Where would the kids go?
It depends on the culture. In Yoruba land, as we know, the kid doesn't go with the woman. It stays in the man's house. I don't know their culture.
Okay.
Maybe that's the same thing. Once a woman is kicked out from the house by a man, the children doesn't follow that woman in our own culture in Yoruba land. Maybe the same thing. So the woman mess up, she has to go, but you don't have to destroy your own the house you built with your own resources. So that is why you made a mistake. But yes, one man, I think I can agree with you that what you said is the best action you should have taken, even though you want to go to the extreme. That should have been the most extreme decision to have taken. Take possession of the house legally, let the woman go, let the grandma go if you don't want to have anything to do with them. Keep your house. You can still use it. You can rent it out, make money of it, use that money to for the upkeeping of the children. And that is what you should have done if he had you decided to go to the extreme. But to bulldoze is just a senseless and it's just a waste of resources, waste of effort, and everything that he has done. He has put in to build that house. So that's my take, Ovie.
All right, let's go to another ridiculous one close to that one too. But this one has to do with the parent finding out that their daughter passed on 9 months after she had. Okay, let me just read a brief of the story. Parents found out their married daughter passed away 9 months
I think
ago.
one man already read it.
Okay, so
One man already read
I
it.
mean, I don't understand how, like,
Well, Ovie,
no,
people
because
don't people don't dey mad for that country. Oh. Plenty crazy people, plenty mad people there for that country now. I can't.
which kind of relationship he gets with the and his in-law first, and which kind of relationship the daughter get with her parents?
I can't really. I don't. You see, no. You see, the issue of the daughter relationship with her parent is secondary, but the man itself
Yeah,
is the real deal. No matter relationship he have with the in-law, whether good or bad, he still have that responsibility to inform them after the death of their daughter. I mean, the daughter given to you by them, you didn't pick her up on the street. Even if you pick her up on the street, you have met them, you have known them, and then you lost the daughter, who is your wife, and you don't inform the parent. I mean, it just that guy should be arrested and he should be investigated. He might have hand in the death of the girl. I mean, of the lady, of the wife, and you can't say you don't. Who is the
this
first
guy
people?
forgot.
Who are the
My
first
God,
people to inform? Who are the first people to inform?
that's
Who
why
are the
that's why I
first?
was
Huh? Who
that's why
are
I
the
was
first?
asking what kind of relationship he has with the family.
Yeah, Ovie. Relationship, good or bad, with the in-law does not matter in this case. If you have bad relationship with them, their daughter, when she was done, the story did not tell us what happened, what is responsible for the death of of uh, the wife, of the woman.
Yeah, yeah, but no matter what
Whether
caused
she
the
went
death, was
through,
still
whether she went through, terminal sickness or not, or auto accident that kill her instantly. No matter what, the first people you want to call to inform them are the parent. If not the parent, the brother or the sister, the uncle, and all those people. Those are the first people that will come to your head. Those are the first for every normal human being. When something happened to you like that, those are the first people that will come to your head. Those are the closest people to it. then before you start informing friend or something like that, our closest friend. But the parents, you didn't inform them, only for the sister to come and discover the grave and raise alarm. And then you are saying, oh my God, I forgot. How dare you? What is wrong with what is wrong with it? I mean, is that Nigeria? Is it? Where is Nigeria located? Where is that country located?
Is it not you that just make that one up? Did he say he forgot, or you just make that one up?
No, that's what he said.
He forgot. That was his excuse.
He said he forgot.
He said he forgot.
He forgot. For God's sake. Where is Nigeria located? Where is Nigeria? Where is Nigeria in this world? Which part of this world is you can find that Nigeria? You see, there are a lot of things that happen in that country. You can't just imagine that it can happen in this world.
But in a way,
Coco, it's so unbelievable that Akib cannot believe it, and he thought you made it up. He said he forgot for 9 months. That's
no, one man. How do you expect? How do you expect me to believe that somebody would just say that? That's why I have to confirm it. If Ajani Coco was just
it's unbelievable.
Listen, you know the worst part of it. They made the you see, when I ask and they say it's true, so I went back again. I put my phone back on mute.
That guy should be arrested.
I put the phone back on mute because I wanted to ask question that the person that he told that he forgot, what was the action of that person?
Right.
It's actually Akib. It's actually the sister of the deceased that discovered that where the woman was buried, and then raised alarm. And then when they asked the man said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot."
Are you guys sure this is a real life story, or you just make up
somebody's tweet? Yes, but listen,
though, I will post serious note section, just so you see. But it's true. But carry on.
On a more serious note, I would like to see live from that man's perspective, though. Yeah, I really want to see live from his perspective. Like he doesn't just care. Just like, you know what? She's dead. It's okay. It goes on.
I mean, this story. I mean, we need to see the face of this man. We want to know. We should. Everybody in that state, wherever which state is it, Kano, or where did you say this happened, woman? I think it's Kano or Jigawa or something.
It doesn't state the state, but from the name of the person presenting the story is from the north. It's Fadhlu, and then it has Arabic inscriptions on its name. So, and it goes on Wallahi. So it's somewhere in the north.
So I cannot. This guy. I mean, this if it's really true, if it's not a fake news, I mean, this guy should be. I mean, they should carry his face and they should take him to court. They should let us see him, and they should be punished. Maybe by. I mean, we don't know the circumstances surrounding the death of the woman, but
whatever the circumstances, though,
yeah,
you know the real killer. You said the guy should be arrested, and he should be arrested. You know what he was doing? He was topping up the girl's phone.
Yes.
Yes. So even so, the phone can ring. So to give the impression that to keep everybody that she's just not picking up her calls.
Yes.
So and then when they discovered 9 months later, I say, sorry, Jare, I forgot. Like I forgot to take my phone when I was leaving the house, something like that, or I forgot to put the bin out. I mean, I forgot that your daughter is dead. My God.
The action of the man looks suspicious, and it should be investigated. And I believe he have hand in the death of the woman, and that is why.
Oh wait! I think it happened in America, but the parents are in Nigeria. Because I just pulled up the tweet on Twitter, so I was following the thing. So he said the same man that tweeted it and just keep going. Say what, like, Captain, I have been calling her, but no response. This guy couldn't even pick a calls, but was charging it. Family are in Nigeria, daughter got married in America.
It happened in America.
Yes.
I mean, if it really happened in America, this guy should be investigated. But I know that just like the question you are asking earlier, Ovie, that what is the relationship between him and the parents? Now that you said it happened in America, it's telling me that maybe he had a very worsening situation or relationship with the parent, and maybe he doesn't want to do anything with them. They have been having problem before this time, and when this
Yeah,
thing
but
happens, he just feel I don't just even care about them, because in America, every single death are investigated. Any death whatsoever, it's the responsibility of the health department. Once it is discovered, the person, once somebody is pronounced dead, certified dead by medical team, the next thing is to, do the autopsy and know the cause of the death. So, and that will, if the cause of the death, discovered to be maybe not medical, maybe
Discovered to be
looks,
maybe
oh, it looks suspicious, maybe by homicide mean or something like that, then police will jump in and start investigating. So if for after 9 months he didn't inform them, maybe the woman went through some health challenges, and which terminated her. And due to, unfriendly relationship between him and the family, he wasn't, he didn't just care to just tell them, and he didn't want to tell them. He did it intentionally. I don't care about them.
no,
They
but
have nothing,
let go.
sorry,
It
Ovie.
makes sure.
Sorry,
Okay.
Ovie. Now that you've investigated that it happened in America, it makes more sense. A lawless society, a lawless.
no,
No,
hold on.
no, man.
Let's look at,
No,
let's
see,
look
this
at
is
this.
the man is. He should be very. I don't know whether he's trying to be clever or suspicious, because it makes sure the woman's phone keeps going to keep. It's on. You understand? So even when the phone dies, they charge so that when you call, it rings, nobody picks fine. So because if you keep calling somebody and the number is not going, the possibility that you're going to die 911 is there. And if you call police will find out what happened, because of course if it's dead, it's going to be registered. So once they Google the name, they don't find out, it will be on record somewhere. So for the man to keep charging the phone to just persuade people away from taking that way, something is wrong. Something is not right with the man or the whole situation. That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
question their
something.
relationship. Meanwhile,
Yes, you
in
are
a
right.
lonely society.
You are right. Something is not right with him. He might be traumatized. He might be having some sign of serious, serious psychological problem due to the death of the wife. A lot of things could be responsible to it, because I have a case of somebody actually from your place, Ovie, that the wife traveled home and came back. No. The wife traveled. A person that was very healthy traveled from here home and then died in Nigeria. So the man concluded that he believed that one of the family over there back home, that, by one way or the other, by one means or the other, killed the wife. That the wife was healthy, nothing respond. Why must his wife just die like that in Nigeria? Nothing happened to her, and he just and you know what the guy did? The guy just signed off everybody that I don't want anything to do with them anymore. Because he was mad, he believed that the family back in Nigeria, one of them, through evil means or the other, one way or the other, killed the wife. And he just signed off that. He didn't want to pick call from them. When something tragic like that happens, and you can't just figure out why it happened. Why should that happen to you? And you can take some irrational decision, and so some people outside that might be suspicious or might be thinking, why must he do that? But people don't know what has been going on between them. They don't know what maybe he heard about them, and which forced him to take that decision. So that is the case that, in this case, rather, we don't know what has been going on. Just like yeah.
You see that story you gave there. I have a familiar story like that. There was this Igbo man that I work with, right? We didn't work together for long because I left the job and I'm working somewhere else. So this man, when I was talking to him, he said he hasn't been to Nigeria for a long time. So I felt like maybe his document issue, but I find out that the man is an Irish national, so he's fine. He's an Igbo man. He's married to an Edo woman. So he started giving me the background story, how he went home with his family one day, and then the kidnappers came to his house, and he said it was by the grace of God that him and his family was not kidnapped that day. He said how he escaped, how his family escaped, he doesn't know. And when he left home, his mother, I think that trauma killed his mother. Then after a while, his father died. He said as soon as his father died first, then his mother followed. So this man broke his SIM card, delete all his number and everything, and then he went into, he's alive but almost like dead alive. So he shut himself up from everybody. When this man is talking to you, you can see that he's somebody that is that has just recovered from some level of trauma. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you can feel it that this person has just recovered from some level of trauma. So I understand that some level of experience can create some certain shock. But it is that I forget to tell people that is the part of it, because that is the part of it that I understand. We can just look it from the outside. Oh, why was he topping up his phone? Those are part of the shock that will make him play those kind of theater. But it is when the realization suddenly comes to you. Somebody approached you and say, how come, why is this like this? Sometimes when issues like this happen, there's always a recollection of incident to say, oh, you know what, sorry, I was scared, I didn't know how the family is going to react. So if you have said things like that, then you can understand that, okay, fine. But I think I still don't understand that. I can't remember. So
Akim, you don't know Igbo man too much, or you've lived abroad too much. We're talking about an African setting. We're a conservative community-based something, and if he's topping up the wife's phone, then that shows a level of cynicism right there, and so some sort of hidden. You forgot, somebody's daughter.
One man. That is the part. That is the part that is kind of fishy. To how can you go home every day? Your wife is not there. You wake up, she's not there. You go to work, you come back, she's not there. How can you forget?
Yeah, it's not funny. It's not. It doesn't make sense.
If I was the woman's brother and I ask him, he say I forget, he will be in mortuary straight away.
Well, if as reported that it happened here in America, and the sister here of the lady that died discovered according to the story is even lopsided somehow, because here people are buried in cemetery. I don't know how you're able to discover the
she discovered it in the mortuary, but what she was doing there is not explained, but she discovered it in the cemetery.
Oh, she discovered it at the cemetery. Okay, fine.
Yeah, she discovered the grave and then told the parents.
Oh, okay. So I think the sister here can do a favor by reporting to the authority that this is what this man have done to them, that traumatized them, traumatized the family back home. She didn't inform them. Maybe is responsible to the death, and they can call for investigation.
I But I'm not sure, but I know for kids. But if an adult die before they bury him, then they always try to know the cause of death.
No.
Before
What I'm saying that yes, they must have investigated to know
because
the
before they fit
carry
accept
out the
for
autopsy.
mortuary, before they fit accept that for mortuary,
Mm.
go bury her for cemetery. All those cost money, by the way. For America, I know it costs a lot of money. So I think, for me, what I'm thinking is that maybe the man actually did it, what it needed to be done, but he just one day quiet about the whole thing, but quiet to the point of not telling the parents.
The
That's
parent,
another
but
thing.
yes,
Quiet to the
that
point
is
that keep making sure our phone is keep working for straight
keep
9 months.
working.
Who's
Why?
paying the
Yeah,
bill?
those
Who's like
that yes.
so?
That
I don't know.
that should trigger investigation. So the sister here can do the family favor by reporting to the authority and let them know what this man have done and which they feel suspicious of that action, and they can carry out investigation, further investigation on this matter that they believe that he knows something about it,
I
and
mean,
that is why he
I mean, that is a wish. I mean, that could be a wish. You never can tell.
did. Well,
No, that's not
you,
the what kind of relationship,
well,
what
I
kind
mean,
of relationship she has with her parents. That's why I asked that question. That could be
well,
a wish.
Ovie, well, you're right, because that's another angle to look at it. She might have a written statement that I don't want anybody to be informed of my
Yeah,
death. Just leave me
yeah,
like that. Let
it
me
depends
go.
on their relationship. Yeah, it's just really, I mean, it sounds very crazy, but
Yeah.
because I a question for America, if person no fit just die like that, then you quietly go bury am for cemetery.
No,
I
no,
don't
not
think that is
possible now.
possible.
That's not
So
possible.
that means the man did
Even
everything he
even
needed to
even
be doing.
the even the insurance self,
Uh-huh.
insurance go carry out investigation on this thing on their own. Police go carry out. They will work, do everything to make sure that yes, the cause of the death is the natural death.
No, and everything, yeah. So,
Yes,
but yeah,
yes.
the question should be between the relationship between this man, the wife, and the family. That's
I,
where the
I
question should be.
I agree. I agree with you.
Yes,
I agree with you, Ovi.
because
Yes,
it's just
something is not right there. Something is not right. Yeah, then. So even for the sister here, not to even know, not for him to even inform the sister
yes.
here, something
So
is not
yes,
right. Something is not right. But anyway, uh,
yeah. Let's move on to serious matter because that doesn't sound. To me, I don't see any. The problem is not them. No be. Let's go to serious matter. What's going on here? Okowa saying go PDP now. Generally speaking, PDP saying go. They will take Anambra. How possible is that when eh, just like going to Lagos, you go say you go beat Tinubu for Lagos. That's exactly what they are saying
yeah,
here.
I like, I like
Is
that
it just is it
comparison. I like that
yeah
your comparison there. You see,
is it just
So
um,
Bugatti or it's
Ovie, you want
possible?
to say you never hear say they say they go beat Tinubu for Lagos. You want to say you never hear
No,
that
no,
one for
no,
this.
but say anybody way get the way they will talk am, say okay, but this one now because this one Tinubu on you understand. I say okay, yeah, now you get Lagos. If you say you want better, nobody go. Now many people go take you serious. But this is Anambra. No be Labour Party they rule Anambra, right? To some extent, no be PDP they rule Anambra, na Abga. But what's his name? Peter Obi is from Anambra. So the possibility that that will happen is there because they don't do it before. Just based on what the guy is saying. Now PDP they always win that state. It is not going to be different this time around just because Obi is there. Is that not
um,
go? The guy the
um,
Buga, I mean, is going to happen.
your guy just the Okowa just to make shakara, and that and as a politician, that is what I will expect him to say. Particularly when you have a party that is well grounded in Anambra State. They control the National Army, the Assembly, all the National Assembly representatives are PDP. So he have every ground, every reason to say that we are going to win again. because the party is a very strong party. But this election is a different election. This presidential election is a different election. It is going to be a tribal election. And we have seen that the strongest support base of Obi are the people from the East and people of Eastern extraction around Nigeria.
Okay. Well,
So
Let's
that is this. Yeah.
Based on the what you talk now about how the House of Representatives sending their own PDP. Now, do you think the Igbo now we are actually ready to take this risk they are about to take? Because if they give all their support to Obi and Obi no win, and by doing that, Okowa no win, Tinubu win, the Igbos will be out for another 16 years.
Well,
16 years. Because when Tinubu finish, is going back to the north. 16 years. So do you think that's what is at stake now? Do you think these men will not do everything possible to make sure they get votes for whoever that is going to win this party? Because there's no chance we'll be going to win. I mean, we're making no talk. You now are veteran, you've been in this, you've seen many election cycles. But is that the risk they are willing to take?
Well, I think just like you said, on the tactical aspect of it is their best choice now for the East is Atiku, not even Obi, because Atiku, voting in Atiku will give them the opportunity to be stronger, to contest for the position of presidency in the next 8 years, rather than waiting 16 years, which is not even guaranteed that they might even win it. Because if, what do you call it? If APC should have power for the next 16 years, it will make them more stronger than any other party. They will bring stronger structure around the country than any other party. Look, this election, if Tinubu should win this election, forget about it. That's the end of PDP. PDP, yes, I'm telling you, go and mark it down.
You think so?
Yes, that is the end of. Let me tell you. Let me hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Ovie.
Yes.
If Tinubu wins, go and mark it down. PDP is dead. Because Tinubu is a master politician. He knows how to play the game. He want to kill PDP. He will do everything to kill them. Not by brutal force, not by using brutal force, but he will use his political, his political sagacity. Let me break it down. People like Wike might leave PDP. Even is looking that it's leaving PDP already now, with its declaration of support to what do you call this guy in Lagos? Lagos governor. So, and what do we know that others are going to do? So you will see people like Wike that have been shouting, let us have chairman, give us sense of belonging, let us restructure the leadership of this party. If they don't listen and go ahead and do it, and they lose, that is the end of PDP. Because look, most of these people, Wike and other people, have nothing against Tinubu. They like him. It's just that they are in different political parties. Tinubu can sit them down, can talk to them, can work things out with them, and then, draw them into his party. It's just going to be so. On the issue of Okowa saying that Okowa is just bragging. Just I'm telling you, Obi will win that state.
Actually, go before you say something.
Yeah.
There is a belief out there that these three people now are of the same political family. That I'm talking about Tinubu, Atiku, and Ayu. If you remember when Tinubu was the senator, Ayu was the Senate president.
Yeah.
So that's why they thought to say they go kill PDP like that. I don't sure they go kill PDP. They keep PDP like that because apart from that, whether we like it or not, PDP will win some seats in terms of governor seats, Senate, and House of Reps. More than maybe close to 10 and the way they are going. So to keep that party like that, I don't know. I don't know if I don't think they want to do that.
Okay, let me tell you why.
Not that they can, not that they cannot. They can if that is the goal. But what is the?
Yeah, let me tell you why they will kill PDP, because already now APC is the strongest party in Nigeria. By all definition, you want to look at it, because they have more governors than their rival. They have more assemblymen, the Senate and the National Assembly. They control more local government around the country. So now winning again with Tinubu at the top as the head of state, who knows that, who know how to play the game. It's not just every integrity of that political game. He knows it and he can play it better. So he will play it and bring more governors into APC from PDP, particularly those that are yearning for restructuring of the party. They can see Tinubu as a leader they can work with. All they just need to do is just to give them some kind of appointment at the federal level. Let's say, okay, Wike now that is leaving office, he just appoint Wike, hey, what do you call it? Head of NDDC. Or he give him Minister of Petroleum. And the Wike group in the party, he look at Makinde there. He strike the look.
Wait, don't you see Wike? Don't you see Wike joining Tinubu, joining APC?
It looked very likely. It looked very likely joining APC because his declaration of support to his endorsement to the Sanwo-Olu in Lagos, to me, is a technical support to Tinubu presidency, because you cannot separate Sanwo-Olu from Tinubu. So it just giving them indication the direction is moving towards. So it's moving towards.
But that doesn't mean it's going to join APC party. It's just going to remain in PDP and do anti-party till Atiku loses.
Do you think PDP will allow that? Don't you think they will kick him out?
If they can kick him out, if they can kick him out, they will have kicked him out by now, or they should be planning to kick him out. You know, I told you guys a long time ago how this thing is going to play out, and it's playing out exactly like I said. So if PDP can kick him out, they should kick him out. But I don't think right now PDP has the balls to kick him out.
Yeah, what I was saying is that he's not going to declare for APC now. That will come after Tinubu wins. And if we can all recall, you have seen several governors, APC governors, many times I've met with Wike behind the door. If you can all recall, Ekiti governors, Ondo governor, and that of Lagos, they have visited Wike in group to meet him. I believe they are striking some kind of deal. So PDP is shooting themselves in the foot. and they are playing a very dangerous game that will not favor them at the end of the day.
Because I don't think, or do you think those governors can go with Wiki all the way? Because if PDP decide to suspend Wiki, let's say for instance they push Wiki out, the governors cannot afford to follow him, because if they follow him, they will lose their tickets. 3 of them won't go back to Senate, won't go Senate. One won't come back as a governor. So you see how the thing they go. So if they decide to kick Wike out, it might now let him go. If he go join APC, or maybe she Makinde,
you know that they have defined themselves. The Wike and his group have defined themselves as a group with the fighting within the party, fighting for a particular cause. So if they fire Wike, definitely others will spoke against it. They will sent against. They will say, okay, you can't fire Wike. They might go to court, and maybe court could reverse that. But on the legal aspect of it, I think firing Wike will cause more division within the party, and that will justify Wike and his group to leave to another party, because by the electoral law, people can leave even though you have the ticket of a particular party. You can still leave that party to another party if there is a reason, particularly if there's a sharp division, if there's a serious division among the rank and file of the party. You can leave that party to another party. You understand what I'm saying? You can leave that party to another party. If you win, like let's say that Wike, all his members contesting for election on the platform of PDP, if they all wins, and after that, they decided we are going to APC, and this problem in the party lingers on the basis that there is division among them, they have the legal backing by the electoral law to leave. But if there is no sharp division or serious division among them, then the law at the law court they might lose. But the way the situation is now, we have seen it. It is clear to everybody that there is problem. There are some group are demanding for the structuring of the leadership. The other group is saying we are not doing it, and the problem is on. We have seen several visits by several leaders, trying to mend fences, and the other side is saying no until this is so. They have there's a big problem concerning this what Wike and this group are asking for. So, but I look, politicians like Wike that have been in the game for a long time, they know how they will play the game smartly. Wike will not declare support for APC until maybe after the election. And the way everything is going now, it's looking very good. The person that it looks very good for right now is Tinubu. The Tinubu APC, it look they are more united. You see the backing of Buhari. You see every step they are taking. Yesterday, they met with the business community in Kano. You watch it, you see all the names whatsoever you can talk about in PDP, the shakers, all of them there. So they look more coordinated. They look more, forthright, and they look more united. than ever before right now. Even the issue of Christian, Muslim, it looked like it's not a problem to them right now. The way you see APC is managing their situation, they are managing it well than PDP. So, but to the issue of Okowa is just bragging on the. I don't know about the other positions, maybe state assembly and all the national assembly. I don't know what is going to happen. Do we even have national assembly election coming in 2023? I think it's the governor.
Yeah.
Do we have? Huh?
No, all of them. All
of them. Okay. So I don't know what's going to happen.
It's going to be presidential, Senate,
governor.
and
Oh yeah, they don't have governor in Anambra because they just
no, those are the three that will take place first. Then
okay.
A week later, also the governorship, state, and every other thing.
So I don't know what is going to happen on the National Assembly. Labour might not win the state, and the National Assembly might not win because the people that are contesting on the ticket of PDP are closer to their people. They know them. They've been with them for a long time. I don't see Labour winning, but on the presidency, it's going to be overwhelming support because it's the son of the soil. He's from Anambra State. He was a former governor. He's the popularity that is enjoying on this presidential distinct from the East. You can't match it with any other candidate. So Okowa is bragging, but Okowa have to talk like that to energize their base in what do you call it, in Anambra State. So, but saying that PDP will win presidency, they can't win presidency in Anambra State. What do you call it? Obi will win it, but other position, I will agree with Okowa that yes, they will. They might rattle, or let me say, they will rattle Labour there because the people that will contesting on the ticket of Labour, a lot of their people, I don't think a lot of their people will know them, and I don't think they will be sellable to their people as those of PDP that are more closer to their people. They've known them since 2009. 1919, that we started this, Fourth Republic that we're operating now. So that's my take, Ovie.
Okay, Tinubu. Well, you said that Tinubu is the front runner. Well, I think a lot of people will disagree with you on that. Well, not a lot of people. Maybe 50-50 at this point that will say no to that. But it's as a front runner, the flood that happened there, the disaster that happened in Kano, it's been almost 2 months. The guy just decided to go drop 100 million. What is it? Is it a man that is a front runner, a man who is trying to appease the North, especially the Northwest?
Hey, Ovie.
Yes.
Make a talk as they talk. All na politics. All na politics. You see, this is not the first time that Tinubu will donate money to Kano State, as a way of helping them during disaster. Sometimes ago, I think he donated like 50 million to them.
Yeah, that was in Jigawa.
No, he gave Kano too. He gave Kano when there was there was market that was engulfed by he donated money to them.
Oh, okay,
yeah. I remember that. That was maybe early this year or something like that. Yeah, a very big market in Kano, was burned down, and he gave them 50 million. I remember that. Now he's giving 100 million. It is political season. So this guy is selling himself to Kano people that I feel your pain. And from my own personal, effort, this is what I have for you. Imagine if I have the power, if I'm in the government, I will do. So he's just marketing himself to them that, look, have this little relief from me. Help me as well. I will not forget you. And he has been doing that. He has done it before. So he's repeating it again to them. It's a way of showing consistency that, you know, I will never leave Kano people alone. I will always remember you. So, and this we give his politician in the state, Ganduje, and others to promote him better than ever before. You know that Kano, we know that Kwankwaso is there, that everybody look at Kwankwaso as a person that will win Kano. But when you see another candidate consistently donating money, anytime there's disaster, is donating money, and that can open a kind of that is calling for how do I say it? It's calling on them, you know, to during the election have a payback to him too. That, oh, this man that has been helping us, I'm telling you, those people that donation will touch, those people that will benefit from that donation possibly might conclude that for what this man done to me to help me out of a serious predicament that I went through, to take me out of it, I am voting for him. Some people, a lot of people that will benefit from this money might decide, you know, to vote for this man on election day. And this money we give their support base in Kano to go all out, market him, tell them he donated money to our people. This is not the first time. He's been donating money anytime we are experiencing a disaster. This man always come to our aid. Let us give back to him. This is what Abiola enjoyed in 1993 as well, because Abiola never, I mean, at any time there's a disaster or a need to donate money to support a particular cause in any part of Nigeria, Abiola is there, donating money, giving money to students, to ASU, to what do you call NANS, to Nigerian Union of Journalism, to you know, several associations across the country, to NBA, Nigerian Bar Association, to Nigerian Medical Association. Abiola was donating money everywhere to everybody. And there was a time that Abiola, you know, donated money to every universities in Nigeria. Maybe it was, how much did he donate to each university back then? Maybe 10 million to each university, you know, to uplift their infrastructure, to every university, to every, what do you call it? Every polytechnic, every college of education. This man donated round to every colleges of higher institution in that country. So, and when it comes to 1993 election, people all over the country stood up and said, this man, no, this is a man that can do, is a good man. We are supporting a good man. So Tinubu is doing the same thing too. He's showing to them that he's a good man, and we always come to your rescue or support you with a little I have when you are going through disaster. And this is what they're doing. And we help him in his campaign, help the APC structure in that state to go all out, campaign more about him, and possibly achieve good vote for him from the people of Kano. So this is what he's doing. So Obi is doing his own too, in the other way, when he said he's going to relieve people on our politics. All of them are paying politics. When he went to people of disaster and where those places that were flooded, you know, he went to campaign as well. As well, we saw him on the shirt and the pants he wore. He was having the logo of his party, his campaign, and he donated the little that God gave him. He donated maybe 5 million to I don't know, maybe people in
Benue. But you see, that 5 million, that's a pathetic amount. Let's not even lie. For someone that wants to be president.
No, the guy no have money now. Waiting
no, Ajanle Koko, Emma Sonye now. No, Emma Sonye. No. Oh, Hawani is not like he doesn't have money. He has money. He has money. You don't open an offshore account that is hidden if you don't have significant chunk of money. 5 million naira now, I get converted to dollars. That's a pathetic sum of money, and he now put noodles or something. That's nonsense.
Kulata. Madam Baka don't talk. Madam Baka is a stingy man.
You can't win. Look, you can't win Nigeria election without being a generous person. Let's not lie to ourselves. You have to be generous. Yes, sir.
But Buhari wasn't generous. Doesn't have money to give.
Buhari is a cult of personality. Buhari is a cult.
Okay, listen, if you don't give, it's better than you just go and drop 5 million. Come on, man. Sometimes some people, you just go and do your meet people there and empathize with them. You don't, you drop 5 what? Do you see that kind of
5 million is almost like an insult. Honestly, I'm not even kidding.
The kind of money where you go drop, it will cause fight among the people where they will say for them to share them. You understand? There's some money you drop, then with all of it, as soon as you leave, it cause fight. People start fighting for it. You know, my share, give me my share, give me my share. You know, but there's some money you will give them, then they will know that, okay, this one is to actually help people. You understand? Help them recover, pay for their hotel, stay whatever they want. No things like that now. Because this flood has rendered a lot of people homeless. So they will be paying for me. Some of them will be staying in a hotel, in a Airbnb. So if you go there and drop 5 million, it's not going to go anywhere. You might as well just go there and just empathize with them and leave.
That's like $6,000 or something now. Come on. For a millionaire in dollars, he said he's richer than Biden. $6,000 or so. I'm doing rough mathematics here based on 700. I mean, come on. I don't know. Like, you want to be president of Nigeria?
I mean, Kulata, have you forgot this? We know the pay shishi campaign, and this man even tried. This man even tried with 5 million. You are saying he have not tried. He has tried now. This is you know the pay shishi campaign. We know the pay shishi campaign.
In a poverty-stricken country, you are saying he's not right. In a poverty-stricken country with natural disaster. People that are helpless, you now give them like $6,000.
You know, the give shishi is I kind of align with it to some in some certain area, okay. But on this very matter, this is a matter of natural disaster. People are hurting, people are struggling, they need serious help. Okay, all of us can admit that maybe government in its own has failed, they couldn't help. If you want to help, just help. Give proper help. Don't go. I don't care if you're wedding.
Actually, this one is not a matter of they pay shishi. This is a matter of philanthropy, because the pay shishi is voter inducement. This is not voter inducement. This is me saying I suspend my campaign and I'm going to go help the unfortunate people that got caught up in natural disaster. So I now give them I now hand them over $6,000 to $7,000. That is not shishi now. Your philanthropy means that from your earnings, from the millionaire you're supposed to be, you can only give $5,000 to $6,000 to unfortunate people. That is nothing now. It's not even cosmetic. It's nonsense. From a political strategy, that's a loss, in my opinion. It kind of counterbalance his physical presence. As in, if he was physically present there and he gave them 50 million naira, at least you say, okay, the guy tried. He was even there, empathetic. But you were physically present. You are now stingy again. I mean, and he also has a reputation of being stingy. That's not going to help him.
Well, I don't know what to say, but to me, Sha, yes, he does. That is the limit.
Where's your candidate in all these means? Where's your candidate in all these means? Where's your You don't get money.
Our candidate not get money now. So our candidate to fight for Nigerians people's rights. So we not get money to give.
Nigerians need food, don't be right. Nigeria want your first before they think of rights.
Okay, where's your whole candidate? Where's your whole candidate? Where's your whole candidate? Kwakwasona? Ovie. Obi even try. At least 5 million. Well, it might not help a lot, but at least he has given something.
Can I contribute?
Okay, say something.
Thank you, Father.
I don't know why Kulata is making that kind of very negative narrative about the fact that
hold on.
Let me come. I'm driving somewhere.
You've been listening to us on the ground. You just hear this talk.
No,
you say, we can go tackle this guy.
No, I just came in. I just logged in. I just came in now. That is my first time of call. I've not been listening. I just came in now. I saw that the session is on. I just entered. Then incidentally or coincidentally, I had Kulata saying something. Somebody went and visited people out of his personal pocket. He gave 5 million naira. This person is not a government. He's a private citizen, visiting fellow citizen like a private citizen, and he gave 5 million naira out of his hard-earned, legitimate money. And you are still here criticizing him that he didn't do well. Yesterday, he went to Bayelsa State and gave 20 million naira to Bayelsa State. And I expect you also to criticize him for giving 20 million. So far, he has spent. Wait. I'm coming. So far, he has been able to spend that kind of money. And yesterday, again, he visited Anambra State too. So now we are counting 3 states he has visited. Even if, let's assume he didn't even have money to give. For the mere fact that he visited...
How much did he give Anambra?
No, I don't know. He has not. He just visited. I don't have not.
Saki Father, Peter Obi is a billionaire. Don't assume he doesn't have money to give now.
No. This is philanthropy. Let me tell you, Kulata. I'm not.
Is he not a billionaire? Yes or no?
Wait, Kulata. Let me tell you. There is a difference between money made out of your sweat and money made from government. If Tinubu goes to give 10 million naira today, Tinubu will make it times 20 tomorrow.
No, I'm not saying compete with Tinubu. Saki Father. Saki Father. You can give 60. You yourself can give that 5 million naira that Peter Obi gave. I don't know. I don't know if you're a billionaire that will be, but you can do it too.
What I'm saying is, for the mere fact that nobody coerced him towards giving money, and he brought out his time, forgot about every other engagement, and visited a people that are suffering, commiserating with them, and in the end, wait, it is not a quid pro quo. It is not a quid pro quo. It is not a quid pro quo. Yes, it's not a quid pro quo. That's my argument. But what I'm trying to say in effect is that he gave the 5 million and even told them, you could listen to what he said that very day. He said, I'm giving 5 million, I will still do more, but just for a start. And I will still talk to other business people in Nigeria and even international communities to come to the rescue of these people. So he has done something that is. Let's forget the amount.
Zaki Father, they call that IOU. IOU.
No, let's forget. Let's forget. Even if PDP gives 100 million, it can never equate to the kind of it can never equate to the kind of commitment a lot of Nigerians, sacrifices a lot of Nigerians are making to make sure they vote him. So it is not a quid pro quo kind of relationship. So I don't want you to see it from angle of it has to be equal in exchange.
This is not Samuel they preach. Those guys need money. Give them 100 million first. As if it's not going to make a difference.
So he has gone. No. He has told you that what do we call it? Benue State is not the only state he's going to visit. He's going to still visit more states. You know, suppose he visits 20 states and he's giving them 5 million in 20 states. How much
Saki Father, okay, Saki Father.
He bought for 40 million.
Saki Father, this is Saki Father is not campaign, so forget about quick pro quo.
Anyway, why I came in? Why I came in Kulata? No. Anyway, why I came in
Saki Father, just wait first. Wait first. You
anyway,
don't talk
sorry. I want to say something.
Wait.
Kulata, why I came in is not because of Peter Obi. Why I came in is not because of Peter Obi. Why I came in is because just to tell you that I have started reading APC manifesto. As of today, I am in page 42 of that manifesto. Okay. So I will come with my well written, critique on the advantage side, and the disadvantage side.
I like this platform, man.
I'm reading it carefully.
Bring it.
I'm reading it carefully.
Bring everything later.
I'm now in
come and bombard them here.
Okay, bring it.
I'm going to give the Kulata the pros and the cons of that very manifesto.
Let's exchange notes. Let's exchange notes on this.
Yeah. I'm already page 42. That is what I want to tell you.
Okay,
and if one man is listening, when he comes, when Zaki Father comes later with his pros and cons on this manifesto, we have to give him time. We have to let him. We have to let him do it.
Yes.
But Zaki Father, as you go through it, please bear in mind if Tinubu is not talking about how he's going to fund any of this wish list. Please note that, because we need to make sure all these candidates don't give us empty promises. They need to be able to pay for whatever they promise. So as you are going through it, keep thinking that in your mind.
Of course. No, the one good thing about this political dispensation is that it has raised a lot of awareness and consciousness in the minds of ordinary people that would not even have been. This is the first time I'm reading manifesto. This is the first time. Like, I'm reading manifesto of a party carefully, trying to actually see what they are saying and where they are driving us to.
Wow. All right, let's go there.
I tell you, this is the best platform, man. Yes.
Go back to the classroom by all means. Hey, Kulata, don't worry. I go so add doctor to my name before you go see your safe face for this platform. Because doctor don't know my name, Abi. You go see here, Dr. Ogi. Then maybe you go.
But make me not forget. So, Saki Father, look, this is where we're coming from. You see, I think one of the criticism of many politicians is they want to govern Nigeria wide enough, but they forget that, look, you have to grease elbows. I mean, is in philanthropy, so it's not quid pro quo. It's not vote inducement.
No.
You need generosity. You need wide scale generosity, because Nigeria has multiple cultures, and the only thing we understand among each other is money.
I understand what you
common.
I understand what you mean.
Wait, this is the same man that bought $14 million phone with PDP and abandoned it.
So yes, now he can afford it. Now money is not the problem. We can afford. It's just
was he the one that bought it?
Who bought his phone for him? The first form, they bought it now. He bought his form, yes.
People bought phone for him. So was he the one that paid?
No. The PDP form.
So Zaki Father. So people that claim that they bought Tinubu form. So do you believe that they actually bought it for him?
If people claim that Tinubu is saying these
all
people,
of them, all the politicians, hold on, no, Zaki Father. Are we? Should we allow these people to take us as food? All of them, pata on both parties, claim that people bought that form for them. All of them.
I understand, but what I'm trying to say in effect is that, like, Kulata is trying to define philanthropy differently.
The guy na billionaire now.
He's trying to define generosity differently.
No, okay. Who is the first politician to make a categorical statement about? I mean, I'm suspending my campaign. I'm going to go help these people.
Can I ask you a question?
Peter Obi now.
Can I ask you a question?
And then you now can't give them $5 million.
Can I ask you a question?
$6,000.
$6,000. Can I ask you a question?
Sir.
Kulata.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the fact that there are six schools built personally by Peter Obi in the northern region?
I'm not aware, but I won't doubt it because I'm not aware.
Will you now say because he gave $5 million, he is not a generous man?
Well, will school solve this water crisis now?
No, what I'm trying to say in effect is that it is not only one state he's visiting. He's visiting many states. And he's doing the best he can.
He's big enough now. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's doing the best he can. He's also inviting his friends to contribute to this very project. He's doing the best he can.
Is $5 million? Is $5 million naira his best?
Your man is too stingy, man. He shouldn't have started what he wants to do. Why is he going on a voyage of nowhere when he knows he's going to be donating $5 million? Anybody on this platform?
He donated 20 million naira in Bayelsa yesterday. Did you applaud him for that?
That man should go and sit his house down. It's too stingy, man. Why are you?
He's made at donating 100 million. That's what is made at donating.
Of that?
No. Of course, the people that are donating 100 million.
No one made at donating.
Of course, the people that are donating 100 million, they are richer than him. So I can't compare him with those people.
They are thieves.
No, I'm not saying they are thieves. I'm saying they are richer than him. I'm not saying they are thieves.
Father, that is what our mates are donating. What is made at donating is $15 million.
Those people are richer than him. Those people are richer than him. So let them do it.
Somebody who will not make a list of a local government chairman in Lagos State are trying to be president, donating something that you take to orphanage homes as a presidential
gentlemen, let us take it easy with Obi. Look, Obi has donated what he can afford. He has done the little that he can do. But to Saki Father, I believe the first donation of 5 million, maybe among his group too, looks so ridiculous. And they advise him, Oga, you cannot do this. This is not, let's do better. And that is why on the second donation, in Bayelsa, it increases to 20 million. So if you can take the pains and do it better, stay on 20 million, minimum of 20 million, wherever you go. Yes, that can say that, yes, it's really generous. It's donating something tangible. But 5 million is a money too. But in this context, with this magnitude of disaster we have at hand, it won't go a long way in, giving that relief that is donating that money. He won't be able to achieve it as well. So 20 million is good, the way he did in Bayelsa. And, maybe he can continue wherever you go or wherever state you want to, maybe you can do it 20 million. So, but the one he went to Anambra State, he didn't publish her. Maybe he gave like 100 million there. We didn't know. We would like to know. And we have to press him to mention how much he gave in Anambra State. So is he playing some kind of, is he discriminating among states on how much to pay from one region to the other? Because to the northern region of Nigeria,
Can I ask you?
Hold on. Let me finish. In the northern region, the middle belt, he gave them 5 million. Now, to the south that is closer to him, he gave them 20 million. Why is he doing that? And to Anambra yesterday, he didn't tell us how much he gave them. Maybe he gave them like 100 million there. And if he released that, if he mentioned that, people will start to describe the way, I mean, his donation as, you know, is as if it's discriminating, is giving more money to his own region than other parts of Nigeria. So we want to know how much he donated in Anambra State, and they should tell us, and somebody like you, Zaki Father, should be able to press people on your Twitter, on every other platform that you participate. Let them know that we want to know how much he donates. But to me, whatever amount that is given out, it's okay. It's okay. It's left for the people.
Can I comment, please? Can I comment? Yes. Can I tell you something, Ajele Kuku? Did you hear him when he visited Bayelsa State yesterday? He came out and was speaking. He said he was like he wanted to cry. He said that the condition he met in Bayelsa State is the worst he has seen from the visit he has made so far. So the level of damage, it appears we are underestimating the level of damage in Bayelsa State.
Kogi State.
Bayelsa is worse.
No, Kogi State
Bayelsa is worse. Bayelsa is the worst. Do you know why? No, Bayelsa is the worst.
Bayelsa is a very small state now. Bayelsa is a small state. You only have 8 local governments.
The whole Bayelsa state.
Hold on.
The whole Bayelsa state is covered.
Hold on. Bayelsa is a very small state. It has only 8 local governments. Kogi State have over 16 local governments in Kogi are underwater. So what are we talking about? So Bayelsa is not worst. Kogi is the worst because you see the conglomerate of what do you call this thing? The River Niger and River Benue. That is where they met, and that is where this water coming from what do you call it? Cameroon. The dam that were opened up in Cameroon. So everything is flooding into Kogi State.
Lokoja is the confluence.
Yes. Thank you. Lokoja.
Niger River.
Yes. Lokoja, yes. And Lokoja is in Kogi State now. So
you don't know that Bayelsa. So you don't know that Bayelsa is linked to Cameroon directly.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I didn't leave, but what I'm saying,
I'm telling you that even the governor of Bayelsa
Bayelsa is not linked to Cameroon. Bayelsa is not linked to Cameroon. It is Cross River that's linked to Cameroon. But the same water, the tributaries of that water.
Let me tell you. The governor mentioned 2 countries yesterday that has some link with Bayelsa. The governor of Bayelsa State himself. He mentioned Cameroon. He mentioned Guinea.
But geography, Bayelsa is not at the border of Cameroon. But there's
a map. You can quickly look at the map.
You can look at the map now. The water, the tributaries of that River Niger and Benue. Bayelsa is part of the tributaries. You know, the Delta. I mean, the Niger. That's where the water will eventually flow through.
I'm even surprised if people are still listening to Peter Obi with his pathological line rhetoric every time. What did he do in his state for 8 years? What anti-erosion or all these kind of issues for infrastructure?
You have come again, enigmatic. Let's focus on topic. Let's not forget.
I'm just saying you have to look at the optics too. Why is it playing?
We have a topic. Let's focus on topic, please.
I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying. I'm making my own point. I'm not talking to you. I'm making my own point. Why is it playing to the gallery? Why he was in government for 8 years, and Anambra had this issue for a good 8 years, solid 8 years. He never did anything to any.
You can't tell me much about P2B's administration. I think I'm more knowledgeable in that space.
That's for you. I understand that. I'm just making my own opinion.
Let's go on. Let's move on to my.
Sorry, in fairness, though, NEMA is one supposed to do all this emergency, emergency disaster, whatever. This NEMA, our own version of FEMA.
Disaster management.
Disaster management.
Disaster management.
You are right now, Kulata, but you know, at the periphery of it, right? When it comes to the nitty-gritty of even the governance of it, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not even speaking to the guy that is making. I'm just making my own opinion generally.
Yeah, I understand.
Let's move on.
Can I ask you a question?
No, don't worry. Put your question first.
I'm not speaking to you.
Let's move on. Let's.
Ovie, please, it's Samuel. Yes. Let me just make a contribution. I actually love it because of these donations that these politicians are doing. Last night, when one man logged off, he was mentioning Akim, so I think Akim wasn't there. So I was so furious that there wasn't anyone there. So it was an early night, so I was browsing through on YouTube. I saw this meeting Bola Tinubu had with the Kano business people yesterday, and he actually spoke very eloquently there, trying to sell himself to them and buy them into his own narratives. When he finished his at the podium, when he finished discussing with them, he went back to his seat. The governor of Kano reminded him, Oga, there was flooding here. You haven't given our people something. In my own mind, me personally, I think, these politicians, they always have groups, committees, people set up all around. Bola Tinubu can raise 10 trillion naira in 5 hours if it gets people together to do it.
They will do that. They always do that. I think they always raise for the parties always raise for.
So where I'm actually going is, I'm not even sure if that 100 million that Bola Tinubu gave yesterday was his personal money. It might be just Kano's money. He told the governor when he finished, like, see, this money is 100 million I'm giving to you. I've already paid it into the Kano state government account. And he touched Gandhi's chest yesterday, like, I've paid the money to you. I was reading meaning to it because as a Yoruba man who would like to show off naturally, he will have mentioned that as part of his speech. But for them, reminding him to say that after he has finished doing his speech yesterday, it says a lot. When people talk about structure, these are the little things that obedience needs to know about structure. I know he has his own people gathering and raising money for his own campaign as well, but then they are going to outspend him definitely. So it has become a competition now. Him going around raising 5 million, giving 20, I'm not sure about the 20 million Saki father just mentioned now. I'll go and verify that.
To be fair to him, he doesn't believe in that anyway. So I mean,
yeah, but that's the politics of Nigeria. You can't take away money from Nigeria's politics. So even if he gave,
let's see how he's going to play out, because the followers will disagree with you. The followers will tell you that we are here to change the narrative. We are here to things, from the they are there to do things different from the way it's been done. I mean, I'm just speaking. That's not what they believe. I'm not saying that's what they believe.
It is philanthropy. It's not voter inducement. There's a clear distinction. Very, very clear distinction.
Now, is it known to be this philanthropy before his ambition? That's the question we should be asking.
They said it's stingy. So will that help you?
So how will you not expect me not to read the?
So why grandstand that everybody should stop everything you are doing and go and help these people, and then you grandstand and you now give people $5,000 or $6,000? Now by that,
he's just been a hypocrite. He said it, and the next day he started going around campaigning again. Anyway, where I was going is that 100 million may not even be Bola Tinubu's money. Maybe the state's money. Imagine Wike going to Lagos and giving the ladies, the women forum 300 million, just like that. So it's the state's money, forget it. So whatever Obi think is getting around, the government, the people in power will outspend them. So they just forget, he shouldn't bother competing. He's a businessman, he's not going to use his personal money. Daily Bombardier said it on channels or TVC the other day. Do you think Obi can use his money? Now it's making sense. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Oga Prestige, you are too quiet for my liking. I think I'll go where you sit there. Prestige, Progressive, sorry. Progressive Prestige. Progressive is not there. All right, Kulata.
Which topic do you want me to discuss?
Why am I saying on this platform, you know the show your face? Every other platform, you go their route. Is it because I don't have doctor by my name?
You go put doctor now.
I saw Kulata on live video first time yesterday.
Go put doctor.
I saw Kulata yesterday first time on live video, and I noticed that he never wanted it. He was dodging. He was like dodging until somebody called him out and said, "Yeah, man of prestige called him out."
Why no mind that guy. No mind. I'll come and wrestle him in San Diego.
Well, I know good though. I know be good people for this platform.
But I also noticed that a lot of people here, they go to another platform and they begin to answer different names.
Like which name?
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed
Two Niger.
Two Niger. Somebody is, I think he's answering it forefathers.
Yeah, two Niger forefathers.
What topic do you want me to address?
We not to flog this 100 million of it. I don't do a pass. So let's go to. You want to stay in politics or you want to do those two ridiculous stories?
Which one?
Yes, this one that a man demolishes mother-in-law's house because
I know they're good for those kind of things. I don't.
So let's stay on politics.
Keep me in politics.
Let's say now on Okowa in Anambra. Yeah, I think it was actually represented one of those festivals that said this is going to win the PDP.
Oh, he said PDP is going to win Anambra.
Yes, saying that they've been winning it before. It's not just saying it out of the blue. That it's a tradition that the PDP will always take.
Okay, PDP has structure. PDP has structure in Anambra, so we can't. I mean, it doesn't mean PDP is going to win Anambra. APGA has structure in Anambra. PDP has structure in Anambra. Umeadi is loved based on a few places I've seen his name mentioned. I mean, APGA. Nobody really considered APGA for serious competitiveness in the presidency. But there's Umeadi, and then there's the PDP structure, and then Peter Obi, son of the soil. So when we look at it, since Peter Obi left APGA, Peter Obi has not been able to stamp his foot in the Anambra political space because Peter Obi was preferring. I think this guy made an allegation. Obiano made an allegation that Peter Obi was trying to collect bribe from him to be able to get another candidate or something. He mentioned it in the Anambra governorship debate. So I think the point I'm trying to get to, because I don't fully understand what was going on there, Peter Obi has not been able to stamp his foot in the Anambra political map since he left office. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, because he's not been able to kind of like influence the political direction of Anambra, because Obiano kind of like cut himself loose from Peter Obi, even though they were in the same bank. And since that fallout, there's pretty much nothing Peter Obi has been able to like point his fingers at that this is my successor or this is my preferred candidate, and I was able to push it. All the attempts is made to kind of like push the trajectory of that state from office. None of them has been successful as far as I understand. So someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Anambra is not my state.
Can I contribute to that space?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, Anambra voters, when you come to the Southeast, Anambra has the most enlightened voting population in the Southeast. They are not following anybody because they want to follow the person. Yeah, since APOGA came in power in Anambra State has been practicing this rotational zoning system.
By area, right?
By the senatorial zones.
But Obiano is coming from the northern side, if I understand.
Yes, Obiano is coming from the north, and then Obaze is also coming from the north. I think, from the north. So Obaze came in to compete with Obiano, who was already an incumbent, trying to complete his second term. So Obaze came into the second term space of Obiano. So I don't expect Obaze to have won Obiano. Then now, after Obiano's administration, power has to shift to Anambra South senatorial region. In that very south, we had Soludo, who is coming from the south. We have Val Ozibo, who is also coming from the south. And we have, what do we call him? This man from APC. What do we call him? Oba, coming from the south again. So three of them we are competing. Yeah, three of them we are competing. Everybody knows in Anambra State that Oba is going to lose. Everybody knows that. That one is settled, you know. Then on the part of Val Ozibo and Soludo, you know, Anambra people are much they are in tune with Soludo more than any other person. If Soludo had come from PDP, Soludo will likely win that election because of the way people know him in Anambra State, you know. So he would have likely won that election. So the fact of P2B bringing what do we call him, Val Ozibo, couldn't have made sense when a superior candidate was in Apoga, a superior candidate in the minds of Anambra people. That superior candidate is already in Apoga. So there is nothing P2B could have done to. And again, remember again, Anambra State people, they don't like, they have been able to kill this issue of godfatherism in Anambra politics during the time of Ngige. So nothing like all these godfather things again, you know. So Soludo, by every standard, you know, is more popular as a person in Anambra State more than any of those candidates. So if Soludo had come to maybe a party like PDP, he will still win Apoga because people know him, you know. So, and again, if you also look at the votes, you will see that the difference between the vote Val Ozibo got and the vote Soludo got, it was not too wide. The difference was not too wide, you know, particularly by virtue of that, what do you call it?
So, Saki Father, to get back to the presidency, which is where I'm going to. There's a guy from Anambra politics that I follow on my Facebook.
Umadi.
No, it's not Umar. He's not a politician. I think he's just one of those politicians' boys. So he's saying that I have to go back and look.
Is it Dan Olase?
No, he's not a popular guy. This is just a guy. He writes a lot of jokes. That's why I follow him. So the guy is saying Abga people, they're going to unleash their structure against Obi. Is that correct? Because that's what he's saying. Like they're going to vote their own Umayadi. That people are forgetting that Umayadi is a candidate. He's not a Labour Party. He's Abgab candidate. And why would they abandon?
It is not possible. It is not possible. And do I tell you why it is not possible? Remember, I started by saying that in the southeast, Anambra voters are the most enlightened voters in the southeast. They don't just do things because their governor says you should vote this person. Or because a godfather.
But it's not that. There's also their own struggle.
And I will give you an example. I will give you an example. There is one popular guy, almost the richest person in Anambra State. The richest man. I don't know whether you know him, Ateze.
I know Ateze. Yeah.
He's almost the richest. He's almost the richest man in Anambra State. There was a time he was like using money in his own local government to make sure that APC got that local government. He was he brought out money and said anywhere PDP. That was the time this guy was in power. The former president, Goodluck Jonathan. He was telling the local government anywhere PDP gives 10,000, you know, we are going to give ×2. You understand what I mean? But in the end, people collected all the money, all those structures. People collected the money and still voted for PDP in that local government with a very wide margin.
So you're saying Abga and PDP structures will not be able to wrestle. I mean, I know Obi is still going to win Anambra, but they're not going to be able to wrestle a significant chunk away. So meaning rather than Obi winning 90%, I mean, having like a runaway, let's just say a runaway victory for Obi is like 75% of the vote. So are we saying Obi will still be able to make that 75%? and ABGA and PDP will not be able to kind of like push his winning margin to like 55%, for example.
Of course, that is what I'm saying. Obi will still be able to win them with a landslide margin. And I will tell you why, for two reasons. Number one is that in the consciousness of average Anambra person, he believes that PDP has not been fair to Anambra people. That the Anambra, the Eastern,
and he ran away
to
PDP. He ran away to
PDP.
Wait
now. Now, I'm telling you now, they believe that all these years, Anambra people have served PDP. But yet they could not give this ticket to a Southeasterner. So they believe that in their minds. So because of that, they will stubbornly vote against PDP. Stubbornly. Then on the part of APGA, they believe the pattern that APGA is the ruling government in Anambra State, but that APGA doesn't have any pathway to the presidency right now. The numbers are not even adding up to their destiny.
It's impossible for APGA to win anything.
And this Umade you are even talking about, people don't know him the way you think. People don't know him much. In Anambra.
But his uncle was the vice president for under Awolowo in 1979. Like,
I don't even know. It is now you are telling me. So to tell you that I don't even know. It's now you are just telling me. So I don't know. So I'm telling you, he's not popular. He's not popular in Anambra.
Let me support Zaki Fada. APGA had no antecedent of having a good show in presidential race in
Ojukwu lost badly under APGA. I forgot.
Yeah, so they don't have no antecedent. So rule out that APGA president. Let us concentrate on
PDP.
OB and PDP. But with the way it looks now, tribal sentiment will surely set in, and I don't see PDP winning that state. Obi will clear it.
No, say Obi will win it. It's the margin that I'm debating now, because I know Okowa is just saying nonsense. PDP cannot win Anambra.
The margin will be wide. People will be so mad with Atiku than ever before, because they will believe that it was Atiku that make it impossible for an Igbo man to secure the ticket of the party. That if Atiku did not participate and he has put his weight behind Obi or an Igbo man, it would have been a different ball game now. That he, because of his greed, people will come out with hunger to vote against him. So they be beaten. It's going to be wide margin. Don't let us.
Okay. Let's expand this to other southeastern states that are governed by PDP governors. Are we saying those PDP governors will lose their power to be able to like at least get a chunk of the votes?
Yeah, let me tell you, other southeast states you are talking about, remove Abia, because Abia will lose woefully. Their governor they know that their governor is the worst in the southeastern performance. So that one, just remove them. The PDP will lose woefully in Abia State. Then come to Enugu State. Enugu State, their voting pattern, we have someone who was former governor in that state. This guy, what's the name? Chimaroke
Nnamani.
Yeah, there is something he built. He called it Ebano. So he built that very Ebano structure, and he used it, from the way people are saying, I'm not sure, but they say he used it for political advantages most of the time. And again, people are saying that he's also
Soludo built another one now. Soludo has what they call India Anambra or something.
Soludo Anambra. No, Soludo doesn't have anything.
No, he has something. He has a movement, India Anambra, something like that. When he was campaigning, that's what he used.
Is it like Soludo solution?
No, apart from that, there's the Igbo part of it too. I think India Anambra. If I remember, maybe that's not the right pronunciation.
No, I just forget Anambra. So forget Anambra. No one will influence Anambra. Forget Anambra side. PDP is going to win with very.
I can understand Anambra. I'm trying to understand the other southeast states, because
I'm telling you that the pattern you are going to see in Anambra, you are still going to see the same pattern in Abia State.
No, they go continue with the Ebano story. So
the Ebano is the issue. The Ebano is the issue because during the time of Chimaroke Nnamani, when he was governor, there was too much. People are alleged. People are alleged. Let me not say what that I'm saying with confidence. So it's what people are saying. That during his administration, there were a lot of human rights, togre, and all those kind of, those kind of politicians that employs these togre things and cultism. And you could remember during that time, Farambaka then was so prominent by talking about the what is happening in Enugu, the massive killings and the political talk. They even went to he once said that they once said that the government of Chimaroke even came to Adoration Ministry and killed people. And that was what they were saying then. So, and if you look at this season, you will see that out of the whole southern eastern region, the place we have been hearing people attacking the Labour Party formation, Labour Party meetings, and so is Enugu State.
Is Enugu.
So people are now trying to. I don't know whether it is the truth, but if you go, you see comments people are making. They are now trying to link it to the fact of Chimaroke. That Chimaroke now is doing everything possible with this Togri issue again in Enugu State to suppress voters. You understand? So I don't know whether that is going to play a very big role, an important role in that very election in Enugu State. I don't know, But then the Enugu people are still saying that they are still accusing the governor of bringing Chimaroke again. Now during the time of Sullivan Chime, that Sullivan Chime tried to drive out Chimaroke's influence in Enugu State. But that this present governor tend to have brought in Chimaroke again. And these things that we are seeing now started again. This is what people are saying. I'm not the one saying it, So I wouldn't say what I don't know, So, but I don't know how it's going to play in Enugu State. But what I can tell you is that PDP will still win in Enugu State.
Yeah, but Peter Obi cannot get landslide in all.
But I don't know the margin in Enugu State. I don't know the margin.
I'm going to tell you why. You see, even APC gone. I project APC will get 25% in two southeastern states, Imo State and Ebonyi State. They will get 25% because I feel
they will not get anything in Imo State.
Let me say why. I think in Imo State is going to be cheating. Because I feel Opu doesn't matter. He has something up his sleeve. I feel he's going to find a way to rig it. And I feel Ebonyi is now APC enough that the last local government election, everybody they voted in was APC. Every single person. So I don't know if those governors.
Kulata, what you are looking at is, I think, is different now. What you should be looking at now is APC and PDP as it is. Of course, we know the Southeast and the South used to be the natural home of PDP. But with the recent dimension now, because of the Peter Obi's factor, these folks are not looking for anything in the Southeast, but maybe just 25%. So they don't mind making some deals. Buhari did it in 2015 and 2016 and 2019.
Yeah, they paid all the Southeast governors to get 25%.
So all they want is just, so whatever Obi we have in those states, they don't care. They just want their own little constitutional chunk, and then they will move on. So how Obi will move on from there now is the problem for him, because they have a cushion elsewhere. Does he have a cushion elsewhere? That's the question. So you shouldn't even bother about Obi winning that. If he wins 100% in the whole of Southeast, what does it amount to when he's still going to fail?
No, it's not me. I don't think there's a mathematical way for Obi to win the general election. I'm just interested in this Okowa. I want to see
to win waiting.
No, it's not possible. It's not possible for Obi to win the election.
Now, even if we win past that River Niger, I'm telling you how it's going to pan out. Right, Buhari. Look at Buhari's figures now in 2015 and 20, and that's why he's still mad with all these Igbos today, calling them dots in the circle, all this stuff. They gave him 5% in 2015. They gave him almost less than 5% in 2019.
So at the end of the day,
no, he got 25. I think he got a decent showing in Abia. He got a decent showing in Abia, and
no,
I think
I'm talking about the whole of the Southeast generally. You know, I think the Southeast gave him the list of votes, the list numbers in the whole of the federation, and that's why it's really mad at
But
them.
that is expected. Now he insulted them.
Well, even when they did not insult, even when there was no insult, you know. But the fact now is, you know, Obi, I'm sure Obi will take Anambra State, regardless of the politics. I know they have an incumbent governor in Abga. They have all the incumbent governors in the Southeast, except maybe does Labour Party have any governor in Southeast? No. So they don't even have a single a single office. But the fact remains that
they have like in is it not Enugu State or somewhere? You know, this youngest minister during the Obasanjo time. This
Labour
sharp
Party,
young guy, yeah. I mean, for Abia, I think it's in
no, from Enugu State, from Enugu State.
Yeah,
Frank
this sharp
Nweke,
guy.
Frank Nweke. He's in Apuga now. He's in Apuga.
Yeah,
it's an Apuga. Yeah. Oh,
so, but
sorry. It's Abga, it's not Labour. Oh, sorry.
It's Abga.
Yeah, they have Labour candidates.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm thinking that guy for Labour.
Yeah, so I've not seen the place, the two places is probably going to have a little hiccup here and there. Will probably be of course, so Umai State, which is Ebonyi, and then Imo State. They will give him a tough time, but of course, those governors will still deliver. They are required 25%. If that's what if that it comes to show, but whatever it is, they will deliver that 25%.
Just take it from me. APC will not get up to 10% in Imo State. Take this from me.
I'm not saying they will win, but when Buhari did it, at the end of the day, you know, when the result comes out, all they want, even let's assume, and that's why you are not seeing APC. You probably see APC maybe if eventually for the optics they will come to the Southeast, maybe they will just make a random stop and just move on, maybe once, or just some kind of
Buhari in 2019. Buhari got close to 1/3 of the votes in Imo State.
But the dynamic is different now, Kulata, because
Peter Obi is there. Hope is going to. I said Hope is going to.
But you know why it happened in Imo like that? It was the popularity of what's that guy? Okorocha.
No,
yeah.
Okoro. And look, where you have an incumbent, where you have an incumbent governor, it will be very difficult for that governor not to make 25%. I don't care how they want to play the politics.
So why do you think the governor, as they said, is trying to use court to stop these beaver stings? Why do you think he's making much effort?
I'm not giving into all those stuff, all those kind of. Why is it the only one guy speaking and he's speaking for only against only one party?
Do you know that?
Have you forgotten that if you look at the trajectory of this election now, it's like the whole election, it's like the whole political parties are fighting against a political party, and that's where they are making the mistake, because everything they want to say is you are facing Opuzodima. Okay, if Opuzodima, what I want to say now is there's no way, because it has happened that I've seen it before, where it was really tough, right? So what the governor eventually said was I think in Ekiti or those at that time, look, Mr. President, don't worry. Just I will, no matter what, we may lose this state, but that 25% is coming out. Opuzodima will not tell you he's gonna win Imo State. If he's trying to win Imo State, that will be playing to the guard, because it means he's probably trying to kill people. But because it is very clear that all the Igbos will be going forward to vote for Peter Obi. So if Peter Obi can hold fast in the whole of the Southeast state, and APC can do a good politicking now to ensure they have just their 25%, that's okay for them. They can carry on with that, because Buhari lost in 2015, he lost in 2019, and they were able to deliver those constitutional numbers, and that's what they need, and they can move on with that. So now, like I said, after Obi has gone out all the states in the Southeast, then what else? So, but what else for Atiku? What else for Tinubu? Beyond that, they still have some what else's. somewhere.
I know. So enigmatic. You keep going back to calculations for Obi winning. I think we're beyond that. I think at this point in time, the numbers are not there.
Now this guy they asked me, so I just tell him which day. Let me make us. I was just telling how.
No, me, I don't believe. Me, I don't believe the numbers are there for winning the election. I'm just interested in how much margins can he pull in the southeast, like stepping over all the current political structures in the southeast. How much margin can he pull? Because, for example, in the southwest, no matter how strong Tinubu is not going to get runaway margins in the southwest. It's never going to happen in any state in the southwest. He's just going to be able to pull maximum 60%. 60% here, 55% there.
No,
because
listen, Kulata.
Sir.
I think there will be states where he will do more than 60%. But
I can tell you some states where yes, I can tell you some states where we make almost 80%. I can tell you in Lagos State.
100%.
Yeah, in those states,
it cannot get 80% in Lagos.
No, Kulata, Ekiti, and those states. Ekiti and those states.
Ekiti State is going to run it up there, but Osun State is going to struggle.
Osun, he will struggle in Osun State. In Lagos State, he will make it 60%. He will make it 60-65% in Lagos. In Osun State, he will struggle in Osun, but he's gonna, of course, come out.
I'm telling you,
I just want to know that Tinubu is not going to get all these wild margins like 80%.
It's going to be a blowout.
No. It will be a blowout. Take that to the bank. It will be a blowout.
It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, these guys are behind. Ondo and Ekiti State, forget it. It will be a blowout in those two states. But in Lagos, of course, in Osun, in Oyo State, they will deliver Oyo State for him. It's not going to be a blowout.
It's not going to be blowout. Osun, Lagos are not going to be blowout. Kwara State will be blowout.
I want to you lori gan baba we like.
Abi Osun now. Abi Osun guys.
Oh, baba.
I know as we do. Abi Osun guys. So,
but you know as we did now. You know as
I know as we did now. So
I don't need to explain. The Davido family factor. Those people, they have money and they can give money. They are not.
But look, the presidential election will be different. Even as we crease for Osun, but the presidential election is still going to be different. Everybody is still going to be.
I think Osun will still be the state in the southwest where it's going to perform worse.
Yeah, it's going to.
Yes, you are right.
I mean, we already heard from the people of Osun now when they voted Adeleke and the governorship election. They were saying that they're going to vote Tinubu in presidential.
In the presidential.
They said Adeleke is our man. They said presidential. They said
the gubernatorial election, right? Why this guy had an edge is because Emma Otonkwe Taka. Do you know what that? I don't know how I can relate that to English here. Like where
money for money.
Money for money. Where APC was spending like 10K. The Adeleke guys were ready to spend like 30K in that place.
Kulata, Adeleke were not spending nairas; they were spending dollars.
They were spending dollars.
Those people blow that enough for that election.
They were spending dollars. They were not spending nairas.
They went get money like that, them.
But guys, you know that election is not set. It's not yet settled though, because there was overvoting. There was overvoting in Ede. There was overvoting in Ede and overvoting in Oshogbo. So they may cancel those results there. It's not yet.
Listen, this who told you there's overvoting? Have you seen the numbers to say there's overvoting?
Yes, now what's in court right now? There's evidence that
that's the claim. That's
the claim.
They have to go on
that's the
law court.
That's why I say it's not yet settled.
How are you going to overvote? How are you going to overvote in this day and age? You cannot overvote.
They did.
It's in court, sir. It's in court.
Listen now, the system how it works now, right? It is no voter card, no voting. That is how it works. You don't have a voter card, you don't vote.
If you were not endorsed before.
Hold on, let me explain to you, right? Before they used to have incident form. This is why Buhari refused to sign that 2019 Electoral Act. Before they used to have incident form. So when Jonathan passed the law for the Electoral Act, the 2015 one, there was still room for incident form. So if you go and vote now and you present your voter's card, and maybe for some reason they say the thing did not capture it or whatever, they will not give you an incident form to fill and then cast your vote. But INEC had got rid of that incident form from that Edo election. No, if your voter card don't work, that is you, finish, go home. You're not going to vote that day. So incident form is finished now. So it's almost impossible. How do you overvote?
But if you get more voters than accredited voters, because that indeed did happen. More voting than accredited voters.
Everybody that is going to vote, their name is on the registered, the voters registered form.
But I think there's still a way that someone still gamed the system. That's what I want to find out. That's what they said is in court. They still gamed it.
It is an opposition. I just feel it's an opposition trying to just get whatever they can from the judiciary. I don't think they can be an overvoting. That's me. I don't think they can be an overvoting. It's almost practically, except maybe you have INEC officials that actually compromise.
That's possible.
Let me acknowledge Jafar for supporting the show with buying a cup of coffee. So that being said, I encourage every other one out there too. But yes, let's shift the conversation. It's becoming centered around the.
Just let me make a quick comment finally. So somebody said I'm trying to undermine the current Igbo nationalism and their quest for power that Obi will win Southeast with a wide margin. Have I ever argued against that? I said let Obi even win 100%. And I say after that, what next? That was my question, right? I never said he wasn't gonna win landslide. Let him even win 10 million in each of the states. So after that, what next? That was my question. So whoever is reading it upside down, that's for you there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think Saki Father has told us that the current political structures in the Southeast for PDP and APC will not matter. It will be overridden. I think that's the conclusion, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. Over to you.
So you believe the guy is just bragging? It's not going to happen. PDP can make it happen in Anambra State.
Apparently that's what it means, but I mean, it's possible. It's very possible because
history
of the sentiment.
History said otherwise. I mean, even when Ojukwu from that state was on the ballot, they still get whipped. They didn't even get 25.
Ojukwu didn't get anything under APGA tickets. He didn't get nothing. Yeah. Even as a senatorial candidate, nothing. He didn't get anything. President, senator.
Guys, if he doesn't win Anambra, then we just have to forget that day. Just forget. If there's any way on elect, because right now for me, I will assume if I have a house, I want to bet my house, I'll bet it on Obi to win Anambra. But if for some reason Obi doesn't win Anambra, please let nobody come and tell us it was rigged. I don't want to even hear that at all.
I will bet on Obi on Anambra State.
Progressive.
He's gonna take Anambra State.
This is my own nuanced view. What if Obi wins 55% of Anambra?
Hold on.
It doesn't mean it is rigged. Because I assume he's going to win it.
Even if he wins 51%, it does for me. He has to win, and that is if he doesn't win Anambra, what legitimacy will he have to claim that he won in other states? If he doesn't win in his own home state, you cannot turn around and say,
he's gonna take. He will take Anambra for bro. He's gonna take if he's not winning any state at all, they will do it for him in Anambra State. Forget APGA or Soludo's effect. He's gonna take. If he doesn't take it in Anambra State, then is over. It's just I don't know what to say, but he should, and I believe he would. He's gonna take Anambra State.
By what margin?
The margin I can't really say, but I think if anything less than 60% of a margin for him, to me is a failure for him. I wouldn't expect nothing less than that.
He's going to win by 80% in Anambra State. You are mark it down. 80% at least.
No, we're not arguing it. We're just saying he should win it. If he doesn't win it, then nobody's arguing that he's not going to.
Kolata was asking that by what margin, and I'm saying he's going to win landslide 80%. at the minimum.
But don't forget they have other political. But that's why I'm trying to be conservative. But I know it's gonna take Anambra, but my expectation should be at least anything less than 60 for me will be a failure on my part of his expectation, because we still have AGA, we have PDP, we have APC, we have YPP, and they have political stakeholders in that state. So that's why I'm being conservative with that 60. But for the fact that he's not going to take Anambra State, I'm not saying Obi not taking Anambra State. I'm not saying it.
I think 80% is too high. I think 80% is too high. That's my opinion.
Prestige.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I mean, most of you are just living in a fallacy island. I mean, who made all of you expert to be coming here and equivocally saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen? Are you all joking? I mean, when did you all become an expert in producing the election? Even the so-called expert, like, you know, in America, a lot of times they are wrong. Everybody's here just, unless we are all just here, you know, joking. But I don't know what you are talking about. Okay, I just have to intervene on that because everybody's here rambling.
If you say they are rambling, what are you saying?
What am I saying? That all of you are rambling because nobody is knowing anything. You are not even God. It's only God that can predict something.
Yeah, but everybody is assuming and predicting. What is your own prediction?
What's my prediction?
Nobody.
My prediction that, you know, the election will go to runoff. You know, then from there, you know, we can go. You know, nobody's
going to Anambra State. We are talking about Anambra State.
Okay. That's where I have a quarrel with whatever you all are here taking with. In my opinion, Obi is going to sweep the whole Southeast. I don't know about what the margin is, but it's going to be a pretty hefty margin. It depends on the particular state. Definitely Obi is going to sweep the whole Southeast.
Yeah, but we haven't said anything different from what you just said.
What is it? Well, why do you say that?
Why do I say that?
Yeah.
Because my understanding about
it is Labour Party is not in control of any state in Anambra. They don't have any governor, whatever, nothing.
It doesn't matter. Okay, remember the election. Okay, hold on over here. Remember, this election is not going to be on the same day. It's a week after. So the concentration will be on the presidential election on the first day. Then the second day, you know, a week after that, then it will be the governorship election.
But what about the senatorial and legislative election? Is on the same day as the presidential election. So other people will just, and you know that there are no pictures. You know there are no candidate pictures on those ballot boxes.
No pictures.
It's just
I think that one is gonna be depends on the candidate that presents. Like where APC or PDP has a reputable, well-known person in that place, they're gonna win the senatorial. I mean, that's my own opinion. It doesn't matter who will be present.
But man of prestige. Remember, many people are not as literate as you and I. Some people will just go there, forgetting what they call those things, where you just pick one party and you stomp it. Not saying that, okay, for this is president, I stomp it this. This is, you know, going to vote can be very frustrating. Even for me in America, at times I just give up and just vote one party. So there's a chance based on structure, like you have a senatorial candidate in the senatorial district is pushing PDP very, very hard. So many people have no okay for Uche now wanting. I'm going to vote PDP, but they get there, they get confused. They just remember this Uche now is umbrella, and they just thumb umbrella throughout, and then Obi doesn't get the vote because Obi's picture is not there. How about that?
So are you saying, you know, maybe a lot of people here are more privy when it comes to Nigeria election? So at the polling booth. Okay, let's talk about the presidential
election. At the polling booth, will people have the ability to bifurcate their votes? That say, okay, for this office, I thumbprint this one. This is another office, I thumbprint this one. Or people are just lazy. When they get there, they're just gonna like, the last one they remember, they just thumbprint it. And then structure now is important at that point.
How does structure play a role in that?
Because structure is what will be reminding them that for senatorial, PDP, for senatorial, PDP, DPDP. Even though you may like Obi, and you just get there and you don't see Obi's name, you don't see anything. A lot of them are first-time voters. They just remember PDP umbrella. They've not been properly educated on the logo for Labour, that is the one that has the family. And they just go thumbprint the one party, and that's it.
So what you're telling me is that what you're telling me is just going to be the logo. It's not going to be Daddy or Tinubu.
No.
It's just
It's
logo.
going to be the logo and the party.
The insignia.
What's it called? Yeah, that's it. APC the logo, PDP the logo, LP the logo. That's like that.
Well, that's okay.
The logo.
I mean, if they're illiterate in that form, that may be a problem. I don't know. I guess I'm thinking.
So that's where voters' education and
So
sensitization
yes,
comes in.
Right.
So and that's right.
When you have three people going for the at the same time, president,
okay.
When you have when you have president, senator, and House of Rep, the same time you are going to vote for these three people. So imagine if in your village, Labour Party doesn't have senator or minister, and senator or House of Rep, we only have a president candidate. So the people on ground will be telling you, come. These three people, just vote for all of them one. Since there's a PDP man there already, who is going for House of Rep, senator, and president. So to make it easier for them, just go vote for umbrella, the three of them. 3 umbrella, just come 3 times. Easy. That's what they tell all these women, especially. All these village women, market women.
And to make it worse.
Can I ask you, Kolota?
Sir.
Before APC won the election in 2015, didn't PDP have all these senators in their ticket?
APC also
APC also has now.
Labour Party also has this time.
No, there are many down ballot tickets. Labour Party has no candidates. Many down ballots.
No. Labour Party has all senatorial positions in almost all the states.
No,
not be everywhere.
Not be everywhere.
There are very few. They didn't cut across all the 36 states.
It's a potential problem, and people don't realize it. It's a potential problem.
This is an expo that you guys work on now fast.
Okay. Judging by what you have said, I see where the problem may come in. So that structural from you're talking about may play a role. So I guess I'm basing my opinion from what I've seen in American election, but you all have contradicted me that it's different in Nigeria.
Yeah,
so that might be a
problem. American tradition is just two, Republic, Democrat, just two. There's nothing, and they are all well everywhere. These two are they actually polarized everywhere. But in that of Nigeria, only APC and PDP are succeeded in getting that straight. They are everywhere. Every nook and cranny, there's somebody who is representing them, either contesting for one thing or the other. So now that is the structure everybody be talking about since, but they're saying ashishi na money. It's not about money. Yes, it takes money to maintain these people across the whole unit in Nigeria.
And they are used to this PDP and APGA in most of the states in the southeast. So now is the time for them to go to sensitize them. Look, when you are voting, we do not have House of Rep member or a senator.
Exactly.
So this is Peter Obi's logo. You can even make a snapshot of what the logo is. Give it to all of them. This is Peter Obi's logo in the presidential race. This is the party. So they need to do that fast. Or else.
Hello.
Yeah. I thought Mr. President wants to come in, so that's why.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Thank you, Gnamdi. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's where the because look in 2015 when APC was coming to rescue power from PDP, right? It was like an amalgamation of several political parties. They've been on ground in CPC.
And they spend money.
And they spend. You know how much these people spend? Because they were moving from like some PDP governors now, right? Who moved into APC. Already they had the money. They went into APC with loads of cash. So that is not happening now in Labour Party. So what Labour Party needs is the structure where that they do not have. So now they have to they have to find some means to communicate in the interland, and they have to start doing that very fast because APGA and Labour and PDP, we take that advantage in Labour Party stronghold in the southeast. That's my opinion about that.
All right. Yeah, Kulade, let's move to people who are just joining us so that we are far.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Ola, is it there?
I agree to now.
I'll see you to everybody. Let me leave now. I'll see you guys later.
I just watch Newcastle.
Enigmatic, you always come meet everywhere.
Enigmatic, don't run away. Enigmatic, don't run away.
You know, you are succeeded in hitting everywhere up and you took off. Yes, Ola.
Are they here now?
I mean, I don't know why you are in Canada. You're supposed to be in Kano. There's only 100 million in circulation. Tinubu drop 100 million for flood victim. What do you
I
think?
don't get flood now. Why should I?
No, not say that money no go reach the flood victim now. We know, so that's why I thought as a chieftain, I don't know what they do for Obodo Yibo when money is everywhere.
You see, where now won't give me money, you just need to win, and you know where you need me to join now. How to build database for Nigerians. You know, we are saying we don't have a database of our citizens. I know that in a lie.
Is that why you are supporting? Is that why you are supporting Tinubu? Because
if you ask me, that's one of the reasons I'm supporting Tinubu for this 2020. Because, like I said, if in an ideal situation, I want my Pastor Tunde Bakari. If there is a miracle, then if I cannot get Pastor Tunde Bakari, assuming Obi can just win, I would have said Obi.
Wait. You need to just say there's no miracle. That's what your principle is known for, and you say there's no miracle.
I didn't say there's no miracle. I said if I go by miracle and by faith, okay, this is what I think can happen by faith, I will go for my pastor now. That's what I'm saying. I will go for Pastor Tunde Bakari, right? But when you look at it analytically, the way the situation, we want to use our wisdom, we want to analyze the situation it is, right? Then there's no chance, right? If assuming he managed to get that APC ticket, will have been another story entirely, because you'll be expecting the entire structure of APC to be behind him. So it's only God that is behind him now. If God says he's going to become the president. So obedience should also look at it this way. Only miracle can make Obi or Showore become the president of Nigeria in 2023. Having said that, so we have to come to the realm of reality now, right? When we come to the realm of reality, why will I say, okay, among the three candidates, okay, let me say among the two candidates, don't let me even emphasize, let me just reduce it to two candidates now, because obviously I don't believe that Obi is going to win. So between the two candidates, I think I would like to support Tinubu because of its antecedent, like I said. Right. If you pick either Atiku or Tinubu, do I think they are going to perform better than the current regime? I want to believe so. Because when you look at the policy that Atiku is giving, you say, okay, I want to sell all the government enterprises. And when you look at the government enterprises in Nigeria, that is what they use to take our money away. For example, they reverse when people keep saying, oh, Dangote is monopolizing, for example, you took away the refinery away from me. That's one of the damages I can say Yar'Adua did to Nigeria that people, I understand if people don't talk of Yar'Adua because you don't talk of someone that is not here to defend himself. But as a country, that decision alone was a terrible one. Because had Dangote been allowed to take over that refinery since 2007, probably we'll be shouting that it's monopolizing that refinery business in Nigeria. But I believe that we will have moved a step ahead, at least a step ahead of where we are today. So a person like Atiku, if he sets all the government public enterprises, there'll be the politics of quota system and all those things will be reduced, because it simply means that individual will be running his own business. Nobody runs private business in Nigeria with quota system. You look for the most qualified person. So I would say, based on that, I think Atiku will definitely be better than the like of Buhari, because his own mentality is totally different from mentality of total nepotism. So having said that, coming to Tinubu because he has demonstrated capacity. So that one is not even what we are going to contest. Are we looking at the judicial angle where he pushed Oshibajo there to lead? Look at how he made Lagos business. People, you know, when people say, "Oh, anybody can run Lagos," sometimes Lagos this thing. You can't just help yourself but laugh sometimes because people forget to set the baseline. It's only when you set your baseline you are able to see the variance. What was in place before Tinubu got to that place, for example? If anybody could run Lagos anyhow and run, why couldn't Marua achieve that? Why was Marua paying 1.2 billion as salary every month, for example, when in the right situation that the salary itself was supposed to be 600 million? And anybody can run Lagos State, all right? Anybody can run Lagos State.
To be fair, Marua did a good job in Lagos. So
I understand what our people call. Do you know what our people call good job? Because
can I ask you a question, Ola?
No, he took care of the crime. He built roads. He creates,
the Lagos
ideas.
Ovie, I was living in Lagos. I was living in Lagos that time. Crime was.
Let me tell you one incident that
crime in the hold up traffic was horrible.
Can I ask you a question, Ola? Can I ask you a question, Ola?
I was quoting those people at Okowa taking to rational mind on this thing. Say, you know them. I said, why would I know them more? When I served under Ikeja district office, NEPA Ikeja district office, when Engineer Okeke was the district manager there, Ibrahim Hamzat, Bola Hamzat was the senior manager distribution. Ibrahim Hamzat was the MD of NEPA at that time. Because I can list the name of all those bosses.
Can I ask you a question, Ola?
Now, what I mean, if someone says that there was a time, there was a robbery, that all of us, we just went to go and hide under transformer. What are we talking about? Is that same Lagos we are saying Marua take care of? So the thing is this: if you experience something, you know the difference between someone that they are telling the story. So if you carry money in your bag and you pass through Ikeja, if you still manage to get that money, no matter how vigilant you are, if you still pass through Oshodi and manage to get that your money in your pocket, then you are very lucky. Because somehow the money will disappear in your pocket as smart as you are.
Can I ask you a question, Ola? Can I ask you a question, Ola?
Yes, I'm listening, sir.
Yeah, you said Tinubu did very well in Lagos. I'm not disputing that. He's a nice guy. He has the capacity. But now, bring Tinubu, the same Tinubu, bring him to somewhere like Ebonyi State, for instance, to be the governor of Ebonyi State. Do you think with all his capacity, do you think he can raise the internal generated revenue he was able to raise in Lagos? Do you think he can raise the same in Ebonyi State?
Okay. See, in innovation, there's what we call a radical, and there's what you call as something that is just grow steadily, right? When you are when you have disruptive innovation, then you have radical, right? Then you have you have this one. There's a type of innovation that you improve on what is on ground already. Let me tell you something. When you want to rate someone, you look at the basics. What are the steps that guy took is what you are going to look. It's not as if you just look at it if you go to now, for example, Tinubu gone to Ebonyi, for example, will he be able to set a template to reform the judiciary in Ebonyi? Of course, yes, because this template we are looking at now. Now, if you get to Ebonyi, for example, will he be able to set a template, for example, to find out ghost workers? Yeah, you bring database there, you do that. So those are the templates you look at. Now, the result may be different. For example, if you save 600 million in Lagos, for example, probably you are going to save less than 10,000 in Ebonyi. Those are the things you want to look at. So you look at the template. You don't look at, because there are a lot of money in Lagos. No, you don't look at it that way. That's exactly what we are talking about.
So now the question, do you know why I asked this question?
Okay.
The reason I asked this question is because people have always argued how much internal generated revenue was P2 be able to achieve in Anambra State. Compare it with what Lagos achieved under Tinubu. So now you have been able to tell me now that there are pre-existing conditions, right? That might easily influence anybody who is governor of Lagos, and those pre-existing conditions might be different.
Saki Father, let me quickly step in.
Might be different with the pre-existing conditions we have in Ebonyi State.
Okay, Saki Father. Saki Father. Saki Father. Obi's comparison is not actually to Lagos State. It's actually to Anambra State. Because the guy before Obi did more from a percentage, way more from a percentage in IGR. The guy after Obi did way more, like high percentages. So we're not even comparing Obi to Lagos State. Like, I mean, because it's almost unfair. But percentage is still.
I will tell you what the guy. Let me just finish.
Let me finish. Because the guy before Obi, what's his name again? The APC guy, the short guy, the one before Obi, did very well. Left Obi IGR of close to 8 billion. Obi dropped that IGR immediately, dropped it, kept it low. Not until the 6th or 7th year before was able to get back to 7 billion, and ultimately another 8 billion. And that was at the end of the day, that was like 16%.
And I will tell you what those people did. You know, those things are pseudo growth. Let me tell you why I'm using that word.
What do you mean pseudo growth? It's still reported in the same category in the financial statement.
I want to explain. Technically, it can be quantified, the generated internal revenue. But from the economic growth perspective, you know, the Anambra people will tell you that it affected them negatively. And I will tell you why. When Obiano came in, Obiano increased the tax paid by landlords in Anambra State, because he was trying to generate internal revenue. He increased the tax paid by landlords. And what did he do? It affected buildings in Anambra State. Under his watch, home ownership was not encouraged. It was a disincentive to home ownership. So while he was increasing the IGR through that pseudo format, you know, he couldn't incentivize much buildings, much people that want to acquire land and build more in Anambra State. This is one example I'm trying to tell you. But P2B did not. P2B maintained a certain level of the tax paid by landlords and incentivized. If you look at the buildings, you know, the new residential apartments and business holdings built under P2B's administration, compare it with what happened to buildings in Anambra State under Obiano, you will see that they are different. So what Obiano did was to use right hand and give you, and then use left hand and collect from you. You know.
Okay, that
is why I called it pseudo growth.
Can I come in, please?
Pseudo growth, yeah.
Okay, can I tell you something? Let me quickly.
No, just hold on, please. I just want to quickly come in, please. 1 second. Okay, this is one of the problems that we have. I understand why you are trying to defend Obi in that area. I'm not saying whether he did wrong or right, but your analysis about the tenant and the landlord matter. First of all, what percentage did that amount contribute to the revenue in general? So is it 50%?
I just gave you one instance.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, Akeem.
So I just gave you one instance. I can give you examples of other places.
Hold on. Don't worry. When I finish, you come back again. So you have to quantify it. What is the percentage that that particular revenue was contributing into the internally generated revenue? What we are trying to say here is that government after government, what they try to do is continue to increase the revenue that comes in, whether federal government or the state government. So what am I trying to say? In Edo, I'll use Edo as an example, because when Oshomole came in, the internally generated revenue under Igbenedion was very low. So Oshomole actually sent people to Lagos to copy what they were doing in Lagos at the time. So what happened? He came back and they built the Edo State internally revenue house. That's the tax house whereby they kind of computerize the system. I'm still aware of all of these things. So the state revenue went up. Oshomole left. The new governor has also continued to increase it. So recently they said the state generated, I think, was it 3 or 4 billion naira a month, and then the governor then increased the salary of civil servant to a minimum wage of 40,000. So I think the only time that if you look at Obion, Ngige did very well in terms of the internally generated revenue.
No. Let me counter that argument.
Just hold on one second. Obi came in and the thing dropped down. So all the time Obi was a governor, his performance in terms of generating revenue internally was not as good as any of his, whether the person he took over from or the ones that have succeeded him. Also, you have to acknowledge sometimes that he didn't perform in that area. You don't have to defend him in everything.
No. Do you know why I want to give a counter narrative? You know, I want us to know from economic perspective that we shouldn't say that somebody didn't do well because he wasn't able to generate internal revenue too much. There are other routes to economic growth and development. Peter Obi came in and said he did poverty mapping, and he understood that a lot of Anambra people are not even getting enough disposable income. You cannot be overtaxing a poor generation, sort of. So what Peter Obi did is, although my predecessor focused more on internally tax people very well to increase their revenue base, Peter Obi said, I'm not going to focus more on taxing these people too much because I want to increase revenue base. I would rather focus more on attracting developmental partners as a means of generating funds to work for the state. That was what he did. He focused more on
Saki Father, if that is true, Saki Father, if that is true, this will not happen. And I'm going to tell you this. Because when he got there, he inherited 7.4 billion annually that he got from Ngige. He dropped to 4 billion. Then he raised this to 6. Then he raised this to 6. Dropped to 4.8 again. Then he got to 5. Then he got to 6.8 before he got to 7. So you can see that he was struggling throughout to try and get. Let me quickly make my point, because if the intention was let me keep taxes low, then when it came that they dropped to 4, it will hover around that 4, grow marginally, but not go back. Eventually, he went back to 8.7. That's what he left. So he went back to taxing. So it's not like, oh no, I prefer economic growth, then I will not tax. If that was that, the revenue will have been flat. And the biggest problem is he left Anambra as dependent on federal allocation as ever.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you another thing. Kulata. There is something I want to tell you.
I don't know where you are going.
There is what I want to tell Kulata before I forget. Kulata, there is something I want to tell you before I forget. You know, Professor Soludo now is the current governor, right? You know what Soludo did? There is something striking he just did recently. He said that he noticed that Anambra citizens that are working in Anambra are overtaxed. You know, even during the time of this guy, the last governor. And he studied these keke drivers, for instance. And he noticed that keke drivers are paying as much as 1,500 per day. Per day. You know, the money they are collecting from them every day by all these revenue agents in Anambra State. He noticed that it was 1,500 average per day. And he asked, how much do these keke drivers, how much do they even make to be paying that amount of money, you know, by the past government? He said, no, that cannot do. So he now reformed that very base where they pay little and still have disposable income. Suppose that because of this reformation.
How much are they paying now?
Now he's collecting, I think, is about 15,000 naira per month. He said pay it once, but it's gonna be 15,000 every month. That is what he's now collecting from them, you know. So if you now compare Soludo's IGR, you will now say Soludo didn't do well in IGR, that the other governor did better. You cannot kill people because you want to collect.
Zaki Father, it's because you guys you are getting it wrong. You know,
you are depending on federal allocation.
It is not about increasing. It's about expanding. If you want to increase the revenue, you expand the tax net. So in some cases, look, it is not everybody in the state that will be captured once. So you continue to capture people into the tax net. That is how it works. You don't necessarily have to increase the rent. Okay, look at the federal government when Buhari, when the Nigerian Revenue Service, when they brought this guy from Lagos to come and head the revenue service, automatically you saw that the federal government revenue, internally generated revenue, went up through taxation.
Fowler, they brought Fowler.
Yeah, Fowler, when they brought Fowler. So there are people who are experts in this area. They know how to expand the tax net. They know how to use technology to make sure that people who are not paying tax are paying the tax. So you don't necessarily have to increase it. You can just expand it. That's all.
Okay, and one very one very important point, Saki Father. The reason Obi can get away with all these things was there was constant federal allocation. Now, he now wants to go and head the federal where you are the allocation. And you are now saying he won't have a way to what's filming? He won't have ways to cleverly increase our revenue base because he wants to keep tax low. When right now we're bleeding revenues. It's not going to be enough to block RuPaul.
What do you do? What do you do in a period of depression? I mean, a recession. What do you do?
You don't increase. You spend. You spend. But we have a situation where we have a lot of uncaptured revenues, a ton of uncaptured revenues. And I'm not saying go there and increase the tax rate. No, you expand the base and make it as comfortable to people as possible so the federal government can run. But let Ola go ahead with his session.
Saki Father, see, you deviated from that point. So, but it's good what we discussed, because now, based on your deviation, now I'm even going to ask you, what type of fiscal policy did Obi run? Procyclic or countercyclic? Which one exactly did he run? Because when you look at Obi, you can't really place his own economic decision within the major one that any economist will want to use to run the economy of a state. So bringing those examples of not using revenue to measure the performance of the governor, you know where I will not agree, where I will decide, where I disagree with most people that are promoting Obi based on this, because you'll be misrepresenting his performance grossly. I'll give you an example. When you look at the GDP, for example, Anambra is supposed to have better nominal GDP than Cross River. But reverse it other way around, I keep saying it, Cross River is generating more revenue. And the living condition of people in Anambra is not necessarily better than those people in Cross River. How do you reconcile that? Then, when you look at it this way, when you are looking at the informal sectors, according to what some obedient we want us to understand, there are so much informal sectors in Anambra. Then, what did Obi do? What did he do to bring that informal sector to the formal sector? Then, because if you are actually ready to help to grow the economy of that state, what can you do to the informal sector to become formal? That is one of the ways you expand your revenue base. This guy did not do all this. Now, when you are now use a contraction in the name of saving money, when the economy, because if I would say now, at least for those people that were saying, oh, yeah, during Jonathan, it was a boom period. When you started austerity during the boom period, why will you do that? Because the boom period was supposed to be the time this guy was supposed to find a way to invest because investment this time are not keeping money. Investment in an economic time, we invest in the means of production of what we can boost production, so that when that time of we generate enough towards that time that they will not boom. So when you look at all those things, you will see that almost everything that Obi presents contradicts exactly what you can measure economically.
Ola, sorry for interjecting. We should start rounding on now. We spent 3 hours already. So if you can just use that as your closing remark, and I'll get 1 minute from everyone.
Okay. So the thing is this, as we're saying, when you want to measure the performance of any governor, you do that relative to a state. Measuring performance of Tinubu, as we say, and now measuring that of Atiku, is not based on revenue alone. It's measured based on the processes. What are the processes? You put electronic process in place to eliminate fraud. You did IPP. You work with private people just to run. So you are not saying that government want to do everything. I saw someone that was accusing Tinubu of saying okay, but if you do that because when we're saying education, you say Obi did so much for education in Anambra. Yeah, we say Tinubu did so much. And someone say, most of those things are private. If they are private, it's an initiative. It's a process. Now, if this guy had not gone private, for example, how will you accommodate some of those students in Lagos, for example? Now, people forget that because of bad economy in another state, that is why people are coming to Lagos. And if you do not manage the economy of Lagos very well, if you manage it like those periods of Barua that we are talking about, with the way they share allocation in Nigeria today, you will crash the economy of Lagos. So, you see, when we want to criticize our opponents, make sure you have your fact and figure to make everything credible. So, whether we like this guy or not, you have to give what he has done positively for him, just like Buhari, that we cannot take infrastructure away from Buhari, even though it's called F9 in other aspects, right? So that's just my submission. Fact, and figure. Nothing more.
Thank you. Thank you, Ola. Yeah. Thank you, Ola. I hope we will see you again later in the evening.
Ovie, can I use my 1 minute to Saki Father? So you just to respond.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for showing up, Kulata. Hopefully we'll see you later in the evening and tomorrow. Appreciate it. Saki Father.
Yeah.
So you got before you have 10 seconds plus Kulata 1 minute. So you have 1 minute 10 seconds.
Okay, what do you want me to say? Okay, to respond to Ola.
No, just to run. We're closing. We spent 3 hours already.
Okay.
When we guys are exchanging.
Yeah. I will respond to Ola by correcting an error here. He always make. He always talk about P2B saving money, as if P2B just collected cash and went and put it in bank account and say, let this money be in this bank account. No, that is not what he did. So he saved there was a developmental partner from where P2B got some money, loan. That very loan was interest free. But that very loan was to be repaid in 40 years without interest. So what P2B did was, okay, if these people gave us loan to be repaid in 40 years time, we can actually get something like 75 billion naira, put it in a sovereign welfare for future generation. And that very sovereign welfare will be giving us like fixed interest of 10%. Fixed interest. That was the contract of 10%. So he kept the money that will be giving fixed interest of 10%. The agreement was there, 10%. So that by 40 years' time, that 75 billion would have turned into massive wealth, future generation wealth. So from that very wealth created, he will be able to repay this loan that was given by the international partner free of charge, and still have a lot of money generated from that massive sovereign welfare fund. That was what P2B did. It wasn't like he brought money and went and kept it in bank, just like the normal way we put money in our bank account. No, it was a fund. He invested in a sovereign welfare fund for future generation. So he used one stone to kill two birds. You know, they got loan that was supposed to last for 40 years without any interest. By 40 years' time, they will repay that loan without interest. But he now invested the money in a fund that will yield fixed percent interest rate for the next 40 years. So that was what actually he did. He actually did it for Anambra people very well. You know, and the agreement was that by the time this money has been generated, they will use it, you know, they will use it to incentivize SMEs by that very time. That was the long-term plan of P2B. You know, but Ola will always come here and say he saved 17 million. He didn't need to save. No.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Saki Father. Thank you for your showing up. Hopefully, we'll see you later in the day and tomorrow. Man of Progressive.
Yes, brother.
Thank you for sticking by. Your last remark.
Okay. You know, you didn't really call me today, so I'll just still make my closing.
Oh, really? Yeah, but that's because you are involved in almost everyone's conversation. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I had to do that because I was watching football match at the same time, so I had to do I had to be coming in and out. So I was going to say what I'm going to say is that the issue with Okowa winning, saying PDP will win Anambra, I don't think that is going to happen. I think for me, PDP in this election, they are going to struggle a lot. The issue of Wike, I think that one is settled now. Wike is not going to work for Atiku. That is not going to happen, regardless whether you goes or not. I think that issue is not completely settled. Everybody know where they are standing now. So taking the Southeast out of it, some states in the South as well, then you start thinking, because don't forget, these are Atiku strongholds, these are PDP strongholds. So you start looking at it and say, how are they going to win this election? It's looking slimmer and slimmer every day for Atiku. So on, I don't know how that is going to work. And you know, the problem Wike has now is he has an Okowa's problem. Okowa is going to be the running mate. Win or lose, he automatically become a PDP leader in the South. So there's no way Okowa is going to cede the PDP structure to Wike. Wike is not going to be a governor anymore. He's going to be an ex-governor. Okowa, whether win or lose, is going to be a vice presidential candidate, and that automatically elevates him above Wike within the PDP house and within the PDP family. So Wike now, after this general election, I don't see how I don't know how he's going to run his stand is within the PDP. You understand? So on that issue, whether Obi did well or not, let's not reduce Obi's performance to just IGR. Yeah, you can say he did well, but for me, I don't like there's a style of governance I don't like. I don't like any conservative style of governance. I'm a progressive, and I want to say a social democratic ideas in governance. I think in his own right he did well, but sometimes you can also say, look, in this area he should have done better. It doesn't mean that he's not human. He's human. He's not perfect. He will do some things good, and he will do some things bad. Just like you look at this Buhari government, you cannot just, if you come and say Buhari in every area it failed, then you are not being honest with yourself. So we have to acknowledge that as well. With me personally, I wouldn't want an Obi type of governance to govern me. I'm not saying it shouldn't be in Nigeria, but the way I think, the way I see governance, I don't like those kind of governors. When there's a boom over here, when there was a boom, you cannot be saving money in an underdeveloped nation like Nigeria. That thing, I'm still angry with it. The country, under Goodluck Jonathan government, right? Go and look at the statistic over here. After this show, go and look at the statistic. It was recorded that since Nigeria discovered crude oil, 80% of the revenue that has been generated since Nigeria started selling crude oil were generated under Goodluck Jonathan. He was there for only 5.5 to 6 years. And 80% of the money that we have sold before they bomb me, when we have discovered crude oil, was generated under Goodluck Jonathan. And all the governors, they had a lot of resources coming into different states. Some of them were using the money to carry girlfriend. Some of them were spending the money anyhow. But you can say, okay, yes, we'll be safe. But that is the time where Nigeria should have properly concentrated on development. There should be railway line across that country today. But they squander the money. They squander everybody is blaming Buhari today. When Buhari became president, let us be honest with ourselves. Crude oil went as low as $24 per barrel. As $24 per barrel. What do you want him to do? I want to answer my question. What do you want him to do in that instance? That is the only source of revenue that Nigeria rely on. The man came into office and the thing dropped down. On top of that, the Niger Delta Avengers were blowing up pipeline. So he had it very bad at the beginning. Very, very bad. I don't think anybody would have been able to do anything different than what they did. And it was said that it doesn't matter who came into office at that time, they would have struggled. So you still have to if you are criticizing, you still have to look at it one way or the other. But on the issue where I just blame Buhari 100% here, insecurity, he just didn't handle it very well at all. It was so bad, it was so poor, it was so tribal about that issue of insecurity. And I think that was what led to his downfall. Economically, you can want to excuse it. I don't know if you understand. You can want to excuse it to say, look, he had it rough at the beginning. But that issue of insecurity, for me, there was no excuse for it at all. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Progressive Man. Hope we'll see you back tomorrow. Man of Prestige.
Thank you, Bill. I don't really know what the subject was. I was on a different platform.
No, we're running out. We have 1 minute, just 1 minute, 60 seconds. We're closing out.
Okay, yeah. Let me just say I had a little bit what everybody was talking about. It'll be anticipated on everybody, you know. So I think they're comparing it with Tinubu and everything. In a normal space, they are not in the same space. So I equally agree with what Saki Father said, because Ebonyi State and Lagos State, they can't compare it, you know, to compare their generating of revenue. Because if Tinubu was in Ebonyi State, there's no everybody's giving Tinubu the whole credit about Lagos State. But let it be what it may. Well, let it be that, you know. But take Tinubu to a different space like Ebonyi State or Anambra State and see what kind of revenue he's gonna generate. So, but anyway, having said that, you know, Tinubu, Buhari is a failure to me. There's nothing here accomplished. I gave him 2%. I can't even give him a F. He's below that. If there's anything below F, in all angles, he did not perform anything, in my opinion. You can think about nepotism, economy. We have a revenue, we have a revenue problem right now. So we have the means to get the revenue, but they still have about 40% of the revenue generated. So we have a revenue problem besides other problems. But anyway, my final submission is that let's not vote our conscience. Nigeria is not about conscience anymore. So vote for P2B if you want a better life for Nigeria. Vote for P2B. Nobody else there. PDP, APC, they have failed our country. So I can't even fathom anybody voting for those two parties. That's my opinion. No conscience about your conscience. Vote for P2B. Final. Thank you, Ovie.
All right, man. Prestige. See you later. Thank you. All right. Bartholomew, yeah, come and fight me. I know.
I know. Say they don't tell you. They make you they put me alive. But I know one interject. I know one interrupt anybody. But it's okay. Anywhere I find myself, condition carry me go. I'm always turn my pen into my greatness.
Because you join us last. Now you be the last person to join us.
It's okay, no problem. That's okay. So bye bye. Go ahead. Go inside. So as I was listening for what was going on, and it is very good. It is very good conversation and very good important. But let us not forget, like as I said before, we Nigerians, we always forget so quick.
very quick. I heard they were saying about giving money for the flood and everything, and how much Tinubu has been giving to the Northern and how much will be donated, which is about 5 million naira. And I hear somebody was saying that is nonsense, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, if you say it now, they will deny that they didn't say it. But that's okay. But I want us to remember, and I hear Ajay Lokoko say that Abiola had been donated. But at the end of the day, remember, Abiola had been donating millions of naira to this very particular north before Abiola died. Abiola has been giving that money. At the end of the day, what did they pay him with? Jail. They jail him instead of compensating him. Now Tinubu started the same thing. You see, if we cannot make a great things with the little things, we can never make a great things with the big things, because everything started somewhere. If all these millions, my brother Bola Ahmed Tinubu have been given to the Northerners for a long time, and they can never use it to help ourselves. I'm not sure that we can do anything with 5 million, because no need of people that be given 50 million, 100 million, and they cannot achieve anything with it. So 5 million is nothing to talk about. And that maybe the person that's giving you 5 million is giving you that money with all his heart. The person that's giving you 50 million, I'm not criticizing him, that the same man has a toll gate that's running under his name. I'm not criticizing him. But let us not forget, the same very APC that we are crying that they are not doing well, the same APC that we, among of us in this very platform, are trying to sell back to Nigeria again, trying to sell to Nigeria back again. If all of us have this very material sense that we have, that we are bringing here, that Tinubu can do this, I did not agree. Why Tinubu did not apply this his wisdom to Buhari to change Nigeria? They waited until 8 years vanished, just go like that. We are not talking about how many human beings that died in Nigeria in these very 8 years. All of us have already forget it. Where we are going now is how much they are giving, how much millions of money that they are donating to the flushes. And we forget that if you a head of a human being, you can never compare it with money. People that you neglect that die for nothing. That money can never buy a human being. But I don't want to go too much, and I'm wasting your time, my brother.
Thank you so much.
We are not helping our people. The simple truth I'm saying, this my friends in this our platform has to change their mindset. If they say that they are one Nigeria, as all of us are claiming, if they say that they are truly one Nigeria, let us help our people back home and our unborn children. It's not donating 100 million naira to the flood. Where is that money now going? It's not going anywhere. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll see you back. See you again tomorrow.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Come by later in the evening. All right. Yeah, thank you for sticking with me to the end of the show. I want to appreciate Mr. Alejandra Gomez for the numerous Snapchats that he put it through. I wasn't able to read them out in between the conversation. It's a skill I have to get used to. That one man was able to perfect that. Yes, thank you, Mr. Alexandra, Jafar, and every other person that donate buy host the coffee. I say thank you and appreciate you. Those on the comment section, Solomon, and everyone out there, I say thank you for keeping the comment section more interesting, and for everyone able to show up on the screen. Now go day. So hopefully I will see you guys in the next 3 hours obviously, for the next show with one man himself. Until then, I say, on our politics. Have a nice rest of the day and have a good night rest. Bye-bye.
It's